Let's go 3 months. "14 months, let's go." "7 months. As high. "13 years pog pog pogu." Good afternoon, at HasanAbi. Hell yeah. Hey Chad, I work for Disney and we might be striking soon, has rage. for you, and on a news-heavy day. One for you is my favorite himbo hassle.
Gonna go watch some videos and just do a lot of commentary on his stream. It's all a meme. So now what are we waiting for? Waiting for Hasan. What will he do when he's live? Open up the casino, let the gamble in. It's time to sit. I bet we're gonna be sitting here waiting for Hasan. I used to come here for politics. Now I watch him game and yell at great names all day. God, how long have I been sitting here waiting for Hasan? Waiting for Hasan. Waiting for Hasan. Waiting for Hasan.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, a fantastic afternoon, a fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you
Heathcliff Sussy.
live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We are live and alive, and I hope all the boys, I hope all the girls, and I hope all the MBs are having a fantastic one. Because it is Monday, November
Scoot with me,
22nd,
chat,
2021,
scoot.
11:12 a.m., and I'm early, actually. I was very excited, very geared up to fucking go live, you know what I'm saying? Because, my lord, it's a beautiful, sunny, 81-degree morning here in Los Angeles, California. Not to flex, but god damn, is it a beautiful fucking day here today, folks. What the fuck? He actually sits live there on the other end of the line. I basically met him. Yeah, basically. That's how it works. Anyway, folks, I do not have Instagram voice. The problem is that my voice is fucked up.
Love the leftovers. Check out this week's episode.
Don't know
teaching
why you
how to
guys-
respond to hog family members for Thanksgiving.
It's been so disgusting seeing people politicize what happened yesterday. Also, the amount of death porn on the feed was insane. I have no idea what happened. Why are
18
you
months,
drinking
Boggo.
Aesop soap? Yes, because I'm rich, baby. That's why. I'm so fucking rich. I'm drinking like $75 soap. Now, some of you might be wondering, maybe you didn't see the stream last night. It was some of the most fun I've ever had on stream. But if you didn't see the stream last night, perhaps you're wondering, why is your voice gone? Well,
Hope everyone is feeling good today.
Well, why is my voice gone? Well, you know, I was I was just having a little too much fun, I think. I was
Hello, chat. You are
okay, the
looking
real
rather
reason
cute
why
today,
I,
Hasan.
a 30-year-old man, lost my fucking voice was because I was playing a baby game, okay, with a 17-year-old and like a 24-year-old and another boomer, but he wasn't even really there. And I fucking screamed at them, okay? I screamed at them a lot. Like,
Might have been the worst
it
year
was,
of my life, but watching you roast grey names and rage at Mario Party has made it bearable. Thanks, Dad. Hope you start enjoying streaming again soon, Hassel.
okay, that's why. I don't have a voice right now because I was fucking losing my mind. Absolutely
Hassel.
losing my mind, raging like a monster at the prospect of losing a video game that is literally based around RNG. It's just total luck, total RNG. No, I didn't win. I got second
Don't
place.
always agree with it, HasanAbi, but he's one of the few true good faith political commentators out there. Keep it up.
Okay. It's not even. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, I don't know what
Here's some
came
money
over
for the
me.
next Mega
I
Mansion.
do not know what came over me. It was Maldio party. I fucking lost. I got second place. At least I beat Pokey though. Anyway, it's RNG. It's
14
biased.
months
Bye
ago, bought a
bye.
house, lost
Anyway,
my
yeah.
dog,
Yesterday I
got
had
married,
some of
and
the
got a
most fun
better
I've
job
had on
doing
this
what I
fucking
love.
stream. I just really do love playing video games on stream. It's so much fucking fun. And obviously we're gonna get to a lot of news here, but before we do that, this is the time of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news. After last night, they left. All of my guests left, and then me and Christopher sat down
Mom.
and we watched King Richard, and it's pretty good. How's $3 Million Mansion working out, communist? It's pretty good. I fuck your mom in it every night, and she seems to like it. So, so it is
Hassel,
pretty good.
hassle.
Anyway, yeah, we watched King Richard last night, and it's a fucking decent movie. It like ends abruptly, doesn't cover Serena at all, which is weird.
Pokemon when?
But it was pretty good overall. I get why the Serena and Venus Williams sisters decided to like dedicate an entire movie to their dad, because he's a fucking character. Like, he is a very interesting character. And I think Will Smith did a pretty good job. I think Will Smith did a pretty good fucking job at portraying him. He's like a very unique guy. Also, for black dad representation, he's actually awesome. Like, he's like the opposite of like the Jackson father. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like the way he is, the Williams sisters' dad, like the way he is literally, if you could find like as far as like overachieving fathers that like really want to fucking make sure that their children are well off and like famous or whatever, I would go so far as to say King Richard. Okay. Literally fucking the opposite, diametrically opposed to like the way that the Michael Jackson's dad was. John Sucks, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gift subs. But yeah, it was cool. Talk about how Jada is exposing my man Will on the timeline. Wait, what? What is happening? What? They're like poly, no? Will Smith's family, how much is everyone worth in 2021? Introducing the real Will Smith. Will by Will Smith. Forget the easy charm, he can be ruthless. What is it? What's the take? Lmao, she is, he isn't. She's poly, he isn't poly. Alex Jones is on Red Scare. Who cares? Dude, you guys are... I have a lot of fucking goobers, huh? Like, I can't really tell if you guys just, like, get off on the drama and you want me to cover it and be like, oh, Red Scare sucks. Or if you're, like, literally the fucking weirdos on, like, the Red Scare subreddit or something. Like, I can't tell. I can't tell which kind of fucking loser you are. Why can't you just be, like, a normal person who consumes whatever fucking podcast you consume without being like, dude, you have to fucking watch this. Like, you have to, I need your take on this. Like, I don't know. And they are women, so probably a bit column A, bit column B. That's what happens when you have a mostly, like, gay community, I guess. They just become like Red Scare fans and fucking lose their shit. Anyway, all right, let's blast off. It's good to start, I think. Kim Potter is trial is beginning. Or did it begin already? Is that what you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about fucking Kim Potter?
So happy to be here. Love you, Papa Hasan.
You sound kind of down. All good? No, I am all good. I'm just like, I'm not even tired. I'm just, my voice has been out. LMFAO, J.K. Rowling got doxxed. Yeah, doesn't her house have a Wikipedia? It's like doxing the president, dude. Like, yeah, it's like saying, well, we doxed the president. Yeah, you know, Pennsylvania Avenue, boys. Like, you know what I mean? She is the president. It's like doxing you. No, doxing me is not the same. I live in a private residence. Like, it's not, you can't make this comparison. I don't live in a fucking house that has its own Wikipedia page that's a public landmark that's been around since the 1800s. Okay? There's definitely a difference between the two. Like, my house is not a museum, dog.
10 months of prime.
Have you been keeping up with the Ghislaine Maxwell trial? No, I have not. Dude, these past couple of days, my ears have been ringing too. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay.
Yeet.
So let's just blast off. Daycares open on this Monday. We're talking Tucker Carlson.
Hi Arjan Peepo, hey, it's my birthday.
Hyping
Feels birthday, man. Thank you for the gift of your streams the past few
Rittenhouse.
months. Hassle.
Yeah, my ears have been ringing because of the CIA heart attack gun. Jada.
LFGGG.
And Will Smith. New details on the Wisconsin.
Hi Chad, hi Hasan.
Parade. J.K. Rowling doxed. And more. Get in now. Do you not know about Waukesha?
Hello chat.
I do.
Hello,
I do.
Hasan.
That's why I said Wisconsin
chat,
Parade.
Let's be on our best behavior today. Hasan, Try not to let the grey name non-subs get under your skin. Have a
I
great
think
Monday,
like
everybody.
going forward, I
Hasan.
might just do ban appeals on my own. Cause like
Looking good today, Hasan.
I might do ban appeals on my own because like I feel like it's too or maybe like with Austin, you know what I mean? Because I had so much fucking fun. And I'm glad that like, you know, even Tubbo showed up too randomly. It was supposed to be just like me and Pokey. And then like we added Austin. And then Austin brought Tubbo as well because they were like all together. And I feel like it's just not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? Especially when it's someone like Tubbo too, who's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't, even though he's fucking very smart, by the way.
Happy Monday, chat. Drink some water,
he was
touch
spitting,
some grass,
he was spitting
and make
facts.
sure to eat some vegetables today.
He was spitting some knowledge. Like every now and then he'd be like, I don't know what we're talking about, but then he'd just blurt out some shit, and I was like, damn, dude, he's like, he knows what's good. He knows what's up. So it was a weird crossover, but a very fun one. Yeah. He's also probably scared of Twitter. Yeah, well, at first I thought there was like people you know, getting upset at him for you know, being on my stream or something, but I realized okay, someone give me a meme to put on this tweet, by the way. I need a meme to put on this tweet. Who will win the meme game today? But yeah, no, at first I thought they would like do those Tubbo neg tweets, you know what I mean? Twitter threads like, why is he on the HasanAbi podcast or whatever, or HasanAbi broadcast? But honestly, there wasn't a lot of that. So I've now realized that I am
on dates last week, and they really liked both dinner and dessert. Giga Haz in the
I
chat,
realized that I am not canceled by the Minecraft people.
Really loved last night's stream, Hassel.
Okay, I'll just put a fucking. You guys are not giving me some good ass. You guys are not giving me some good shit. So I'm just gonna fucking post whatever. There's not a lot of good memes out here. It's just like it's a myth one. I'll just put the myth one. Also, not only that, but also speaking of myth, he's gonna be coming later too. So.
Luck number 13.
Have you seen the new videos of the Uyghur camps in Xinjiang province? Disgusting. No, I have not. But I would be very surprised if there were new videos of the Xinjiang Uyghur camps, considering that they are no longer in operation, according to Western media. Not you know, not like fucking Chinese media. I'm talking like straight up Western media. Literally did a whole coverage on it. So I'm. Okay, but I posted it. And Myth is in the meme, but it's a crossover meme with Myth, but also it's perfect because honestly,
Hassel.
he will be coming later today. I'm gonna have BB No Money and Myth and potentially Will as well. I asked him, he hasn't responded yet. Come over and we're gonna play a little bit of fucking gaming later in the day. So you know, that's like a lot later though. We have a lot of news to go through. It's a Monday, okay? We have a lot going on. There's lots of clips of people going to the concentration camps recent. Wait, really? No shot. That is very, very surprising. Why the fuck would the Associated Press, like, which normally is like expressly anti fucking China, why would they just like turn around and be like, yo, actually, we were just fucking, you know, we were just kidding, debated. I don't believe that. Dude, I don't believe in any fucking video that comes out of China, okay? It's same with like Turkey, same with fucking Venezuela, same with like every country where you're just like, oh, look at this. You guys remember in the beginning of COVID, people were like, they're literally murdering people in China when they get COVID. Look at this video. And people would fucking yell at me. And now we know that that's not what happened. And also on top of that, they literally fucking crushed their COVID recovery. They crushed their COVID recovery so hardcore that like they take extra precautions that Americans don't, to a degree where like they actually end up shutting down a significant part of the supply chain whenever there's like one fucking person with COVID in like a factory. So people were talking about like urn sales are up. They're fucking burning their corpses in the streets because like the imperialist mind is impossible to fucking the imperialist mind cannot comprehend another hegemonic power defeating America at like something as simple as like being able to, it's complex, but like you know, something as simple as like allowing its citizenry to or educating its citizenry on fucking how bad COVID is. Like, you know what I mean? We can't do that. Like, we can't even do that here in America. We can't even get our fucking people to be like, yeah, COVID's bad actually, and it's killing people. Anyway, let them take the reign for a bit. It's not easy at the top. It is. A few months ago, I followed your advice and joined the HasanAbi Clips Industrial Complex. Just got my first 4K of your labor. Thanks, comrade. Really? Y'all making money out here? What the fuck? Matt Walsh is back at it again. There's a lot of fucking content here, so let's get started, okay? Okay, Matt Walsh. George Floyd. He starts with he's a fire, the classic Matt Walsh tweet here, okay? The left's heroes. George Floyd, a drug addict who forced his way into a woman's home and robbed her at gunpoint. Jacob Blake, a knife-wielding alleged rapist and woman abuser who assaulted cops. Joseph Rosenbaum, a violent felon and serial child molester. Notice a pattern? Dante Wright, robbed and choked a woman at gunpoint. Rayshard Brooks, felon and domestic abuser who passed out drunk in a fast food drive-thru lane, then assaulted cops and stole their taser. Don't these guys love Dave Chappelle now? That's so surprising because, like, pretty sure Dave Chappelle was the one who addressed this, which is that, like, people don't have to be fucking heroes, okay? They don't have to have like a perfect record when you murder them, okay? You're still murdering them. And the problem is the murder. And the even bigger problem after that is like an ongoing issue, is the fact that those murders don't go addressed. And the lack of accountability, whether it is cops or even vigilantes who are defending property, okay? Like, there is this notion that like, oh, well, someone is like a criminal or has done crimes, which means like you can just start blasting motherfuckers with the hopes that like if they have a crime, the Republican media will just like clamp down and defend you and attack the victim is insane. Okay? The argument is not about whether or not they are heroes in that moment or angels or whatever the fuck. The argument is, did they deserve to die or not? And no, they don't deserve to fucking die. This idea that like, you know, you could just like fucking pop people because like they might be bad is a silly one. It's just like people like Matt Walsh are unironically fascist. And the world that they portray, that they would want to live in, they would not want anyone else to have the reins of power in that world. You know what I mean? Because, like, what do you think is going to happen to you, Matt? Huh? In this world where, like, you know, people could just, like, pop you and then pull your track record up. You want to live in that world, dude? You want to live in that fucking lawless insanity? Is that what you want? What do you think will happen to you in that world?
Pog.
Don't you think people would just like come to your house and fucking murder you? Don't you realize that that's not a good precedent? That's idiotic. And then we could just like pull up your fucking criminal record afterwards and be like, yeah, he was a fucking douchebag. And also, I'm sure he's done some shit too. So this goes beyond like draconian punishments and just straight up is about, it straight up turns into a person saying like, as long as the monopoly on violence is on my side, can you buy me a Gators if I wrap it on with you and some anime titties? What is a GT4 RS if I put a wrap on it with you and some anime titties? Thanks. What? No, I'm not doing that, dude. Why would I do that? That's insane, dude. Yeah.
Hey, chat.
Anyway.
Looking cute today, Hassel.
That'd be a dope car, though. Maybe I'll buy it for myself, Jake. That's right. Okay, so
18 months poggies.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one for myself now, Jake. Thanks. I'm gonna wrap it with anime titties too. That's right. Okay. Insanity from defense in the Ahmaud Arbery case? No shot.
Love you, Dad.
Oh, the closing arguments are happening today on the Ahmaud Arbery. Yeah, we're going to look at that in a little bit too. So let's get started with that. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on from Matt Walsh. Jimmy Dore is angry at Ryan Grimm for getting a booster, apparently. Man, Ryan Grimm, what a piece of shit this guy is, huh? Getting a fucking booster? How dare you, dude? How dare you recognize that there's a drop-off in efficacy in you know, in the COVID vaccines, and then like end up getting a booster that is now like FDA approved, and also the CDC is allowing everyone to get. That's so crazy, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you, Ryan? What the fuck, dude?
I was watching The Hill the other day, and the DC bureau chief of The Intercept said that he got his booster shot. Ryan Grimm said he got his booster shot because the holidays are coming up and he didn't want to transmit the virus to other people in his family. And it's like, you fucking dummy. The vaccine doesn't stop you from transmitting the virus. It doesn't. That you are not. He's virtue signaling. You're not protecting anyone else by getting vaccinated.
Wait, hold on.
Thanks for
even if you're just protecting your, how about protecting yourself?
Project. It's been a highlight of my life.
How about
Keep
protecting
going,
yourself
guys.
as well, by the way? That's cool. Like, you're virtue signaling? What the fuck? You're virtue signaling a vaccine? What is happening, dude? Bro, he's awesome, dude. These guys are great.
You fucking propagandist at The Hill. That's the DC bureau chief, dumber than a fucking pothead comedian in his garage. That's the DC bureau chief of The Intercept, spreading medical misinformation, and they of course won't be flagged for it because they're on the corporate fucking algorithm. And they
I don't know why people like. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, breakthrough cases does not mean that there's no protection from the fucking vaccine, okay? Or that the vaccine offers zero protection from getting COVID at all. It's very strange that like Jimmy Dore and everyone else have now officially decided like, oh, well, there is you know, there's only minimal protection with respect to you getting COVID and also transmitting COVID to others when you get the vaccine. So it's not, you know, you might as well not even take it for other people. Like, that's not the case. It still lowers your chances of getting it still lowers your chances of getting COVID. It still lowers your chances of getting sick from COVID. It still lowers your chances of actually spreading COVID to others. It's just not like You know, it's not 100%. It's not even 90%. But the 90% efficacy rating comes from you, if you do end up getting COVID, you avoiding the hospital, right? So
3 months smile.
that's the whole point, right? So I don't understand why, like, people make it seem as though, oh, well, like, if you fucking get the vaccine, that means you can, and you can still get COVID. That means, like, the vaccine's not working. It doesn't mean that.
Wahoo.
You fucking idiot. Like, what kind of a fucking idiotic thing to say?
They get pushed and they never get suppressed. But this gets the actual accurate information on COVID will be suppressed. But
I just don't understand how you can also claim that you have the accurate information on COVID when you've been thoroughly embarrassed over and over again for disseminating medical misinformation, but also disseminating medical information deliberately, most likely, because you're very careful not to toe the line where you get like demonetized and you want to still make your money on YouTube. So after that, it's like, after that, it's just your audience is a bunch of sycophants that fucking
9 months and still
just don't
no
care.
brain
They
rot.
want to.
Hassle, I love you, Hasan and
They
chat.
want to hear
Thank
you
for making
say
my life
things
and
that
outlook
they,
better.
in their lizard brains, think is like anti-establishment. There's no consistency. There's no morality. There's no point of view. There's no principles. There's nothing. It's just like, I'm anti-establishment. The irony is like, Jimmy Dore actually is what happens when you are straight up contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian. It's how neoliberals on this website and on Reddit portray me, or try to portray me. They say, I don't have consistent principles. And that's why I just like take whatever position is popular on any matter or whatever the fuck, right? Like, no, if I didn't have consistent principles, I would be like Jimmy Dore. I'd be like, ooh, I'm anti-establishment. And that means, like, don't get a vaccine because, ooh, big scary science man
Not
made the
leftovers.
vaccine, and big scary
What's that
science
from this
man and the
week's
government
episode?
think that that's, you know, think that that's bad for you. Okay? Yeah. So,
Hassle.
But their bullshit doesn't. It gets pushed. That was a complete medical misinformation Ryan Grimm from the D.C. bureau chief of The Intercept gave on the Hill on that show, saying that he got a booster shot so he didn't transmit the virus to people in his family
Let's
over
go
the holidays.
17 months,
That's
no
not how
brain
the
rot.
virus. That's not how the vaccination works. You fucking moron. I know that, and I'm high.
yeah, very good stuff. The science man cometh. The science man fucking cometh. Do you have a high opinion of Brother Cornel West? I really do, but I get very sad when I see Cornel West and others like do like weird third party grift stuff. Like, I think they're well intentioned, and I still respect their points of view, and I still love Cornel West, but it's whatever. Okay, Jimmy Dore, good take once again, absolutely killing it, crushing it. Here you go. Everybody wants me to react to this. Well, they look hot, okay? And I don't just mean I don't just mean Anna and Dasha. Red Scare had Alex Jones. I don't know why you want me to promote the Red Scare podcast on here. Some of you fucking weirdos, but here it is. If you like vocal fry and takes that are just like bad, I guess they had Alex Jones on. But I mean, I'll be fair. I think that Dasha's always I always thought Dasha was cute, but Anna looking good. Good for her. You always disrespect your fan base. I don't know why. I don't disrespect my fan base. I love my fan base. I expect more from my fan base. That's just the difference. And when, my fan base is like behaving in a way where it's like, oh man, what the fuck?
Thanks for making work more bearable.
Pee pee poo poo, lol. Yeah. But would you ever have him on the stream? Probably not. Thank you. I didn't feel disrespect when HasanAbi told me to hell bend this dick. Anyway, yeah, who cares about that? Okay, let's get to the top story of today. Okay, Waukesha. Am I saying that right? I don't know. A lot of people were fucking crying and complaining about how I'm saying Waukesha as though that's like the main point here. But oh fuck, I can't bypass this goddamn paywall on New York Times. But new details are emerging about the person of interest in the deadly Wisconsin holiday parade. Yesterday, while we were playing a video game, there was a holiday parade in Waukesha. It's like a relatively wealthy part of Wisconsin. They were having a holiday parade. Kids were on the streets. Older people were on the streets. They were just celebrating, you know, Christmas and holiday season. So, and then some fucking piece of shit in a red SUV ran through the crowd. I believe the last number I remember was 5 people were killed. Their age ranges are from 52 to 81. Among those injured in the attack were 18 children, and I think it's like more than 40 injured total, if I'm not mistaken. But 18 of those 40 that were injured were literally children. So,
yo, Matt, don't forget to order lunch.
So, wait, outline.com? New York Times? Is that how you do it? Outline.com before the HTTPS? That didn't work, my friend.
Appreciate you.
How do you do it? How do you do that, chat? Outline doesn't work on New York Times? Yeah, the fucking nothing works on New York Times.
Hi, chat.
Yes. I did it. I fucking did it, dude. Okay. Man intentionally drove in the Wisconsin holiday parade. At least 5 are killed, more than 40 injured. We know the man as a Darrell E. Brooks, a 39-year-old Milwaukee man who's now facing 5 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. After authorities said he drove a red SUV into a Christmas parade on Sunday, killing at least 5 adults and injuring more than 40 others, including a dozen children. The dead ranged in age from 52 to 81. Dan Thompson, chief of Waukesha Police Department, told reporters on Monday, "Can we watch the video?" No, you can't watch the video. And the reason why you can't watch the video is because why do you want to watch the video? One, why do you want to watch like fucking people getting murdered by a car? And 2, what else do you want to watch after? You want to watch some porn after we're done with that? Fuck it. I'm going to get banned anyway. Let's just watch some porn. You know what, today, chatters, we're going to watch that video and then, you know, send me some fucking live leaks and we'll watch like some ISIS beheadings afterwards too. Fuck it. All snuff. Fuck it. All porn day today. Porn reacts.
Here we go, one last sub before my deployment for medical. It's been great, guys. I'll miss the stream.
The dead range in age from 52 to 81. Dan Thompson, chief of the Waukesha Police Department, told reporters Mr. Brooks steered the SUV through barricades, ignoring the warnings of officers posted to protect the parade moments after leaving the scene of a domestic disturbance. The incident was not related to terrorism, and Mr. Brooks was not being pursued by the police at the time. He was captured shortly after speeding away from the scene. There was shots fired. It was one shot from a cop, and it wasn't like there wasn't a shooting or anything like that. So, you know, don't... Oh, here it is, actually. A police officer fired shots at Mr. Brooks' vehicle, but due to the amount of people at the parade, had to stop. No bystanders were struck. We have no information that Brooks knew anyone in the parade, Mr. Thompson added. Mr. Brooks has been free on a $1,000 bail in an earlier criminal case in which he accused of running over the mother of his child in the parking lot of a Milwaukee gas station with his maroon 2010 Ford Escape earlier this month. Feels bad for what? Desenator just wanted to have Hasan wish him luck out there and was ignored. Wait, what? Wish him luck for what? Dude, there's 25,000 people in here. Sometimes I don't see every single chat, okay? Come on, dude. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the dono. But good luck. Anyway, main character syndrome, and you're stroking it.
Happy 1 year, cutie. Thank you for saving my life. Less than 3.
The video doesn't show him hitting anybody. Why are you making me look bad? You watch other videos on stream? It doesn't matter, dude. It's like literally a fucking insane thing. Like, why don't you pay for New York Times? You use it so often? Fuck no, dude. CIA, New York Times. Oh, he said he was deploying for medical? What? Good luck, my friend, I think. Okay. And of course, racist CNN has nothing to say about Waukesha Parade perp. Wonder why? Uh-oh. I suspect he's black then. That's what's going on, right? No shot would Steven Crowder make a video like this if the dude isn't black. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like classic.
Happy 14 Moss.
Okay. All right, let's watch this.
This morning, certainly sadness in Wisconsin this morning, where a holiday parade turned deadly on Sunday. The parade has been a beloved
Jesus fucking Christ. Wait, what the fuck?
family tradition for over half a century in Waukesha. But this morning, the community is in shock after an SUV plowed through the crowd, killing at least 5 people and injuring more than 40. Police this morning now are investigating a person of interest in this terrible tragedy. NBC senior national correspondent Tom Yamas is there for us. Tom, what's the latest as to what happened here?
Hey guys, good morning to you. Well, we do have some new reporting right now to share with you. NBC News has confirmed that the person of interest, the driver in this case, his name is Darrell Brooks. He's 39 years old, from Wisconsin right now. So far, he's not been charged with a crime.
Okay, I can't tell. Like, there isn't TOS in this, I don't think. Also, the buzzing from the NBC, buzzing from NBC is great.
Happy to be here.
He's black, yeah. People are mocking Black Lives Matter and Rittenhouse trial. Yeah, totally. Remember, when Kyle Rittenhouse, okay, goes to a Black Lives Matter protest with a gun and partners up with a bunch of Proud Boys and other white supremacists.
Thanks for being a nice guy.
That's actually not political. He's just defending private property. But when a fucking random black dude is a psycho and wants to murder people or whatever the fuck is going on, we don't know. Well, then that means he's actually doing it for Black Lives Matter. He's actually responsible for every black person ever. Now,
hello, my pearl necklace, daddy.
This very simple concept is actually at the heart of racism. When a marginalized community's member decides to do something that is a crime or awful, he is immediately the representative of every single black person. This is just how people see it. That's why whenever you see a trans person who is like a pedophile or something, that becomes like national, not really a national news story, but usually that's like what fascists and reactionaries and like psychotic conservatives on the internet grab onto, so they can turn around and say, this is how every trans person is. Every trans person is like this. It's like, well, no, that's not how this works. You know what I mean? I don't see a white person and automatically assume that like they're going to do a school shooting. I don't see a white person and automatically assume that they're going to be a fucking defending private property and doing some self-defense. Okay? That's just not how that works. And when someone is white, they do benefit from being the default position Because no one thinks that way. Like, there's people in the chat memeing about it right now. They're like, no, I actually do think every white person is a pedophile or something like that, right?
11 months. I don't think
You're
I've got the
generalizing
brain rot
yourself
yet.
now, though,
Right?
Lol. See,
Right?
this person is unfortunately too stupid to understand that this argument is literally against generalization. Like I'm saying, I literally do not, when I see a white person, I don't think like automatically assume pedophile or a school shooter or going to do self-defense. I don't do that. And none of us do that. We don't have a monolithic approach to white people. I know there's chatters in here that are doing that currently and they're memeing about it, but like the reality is no one actually does that shit. And that's because it's the dominant group. But you are literally generalizing Kyle Rittenhouse. Exactly. I'm generalizing the Kyle Rittenhouses. Try to understand what I'm stating here, chatters. What I am stating here
Hasan,
is...
unban me. I was banned in April cause I pointed out how low your view account was playing top.
Okay. That person was joking when he said you were generalizing all Kyle Rittenhouses, but this is a racist thing to do, which is to suspect that one individual is the representative, especially when they're in an act of doing something that's like criminal or bad, wrong, immoral, whatever. That person is automatically the representative of every single person that is gay if they're gay, every single person that's black if they're black. That is a racist way to operate. Okay? Let's keep going.
He's just being called a person of interest. But from these videos, you can see how terrifying what happened last night was. The driver came through a barricade, not unlike this one, got onto Main Street.
Gay is a race? No, I'm saying different forms of identity and marginalization as a consequence of like your identity. You can't really change about yourself. That's what I meant. Anyways.
Where the parade was, there was just so many people, families lining up the streets and marching in the street. And then he just took his car and he floored it. He started plowing into people, different groups, including some youth dance troops, another group called the Dancing Grannies. Unfortunately, the Dancing Grannies have gone on Facebook and said some of their members were among those killed in the accident yesterday, in this incident, I should say. There was also members of the Archdiocese of Wisconsin, of Milwaukee here as well. A priest was injured. 40 people were hurt, 5 people killed. There's a lot of kids still at the Children's Hospital here in Wisconsin. There were so many victims on the road that there weren't enough ambulances. Literally, parents had to pick up their kids and rush them over to the hospital. We are going to have a news conference later today where we hope to have new information and find out, the why here, why this person did it. We have some early reporting that indicates this man was possibly fleeing some kind of knife fight that he had earlier in the day. We're still trying to get clarity on that. We have heard there's no ties to terrorism so far. A lot of people were worried this might be a terrorist incident, but regardless, it's just horrific. Chanel, as you were mentioning, this is like part of this community. It's been here for so long, more than 50 years. People come together every year. This is how they kick off the holidays, and now they have to deal with this horrific tragedy and so many children who are hurt trying to fight for their lives right now in the hospispital.
It's so sad.
Our senior national correspondent, Tom Yamas, there for us in Waukesha with an update. Tom, we'll be checking in with you throughout the day.
Thanks, Tom.
The point is, the entire week last week, you were talking about how if Kyle was black, he'd be dead if the cops saw him with a gun. But this dude committed a terrorist attack as a black man and somehow was captured peacefully. Yes. When I say something about black people being armed in public, being seen as a danger or a threat, I'm not relying exclusively on a singular anecdote. I'm relying on the data. I'm relying on police shootings of unarmed black people. I'm relying on the disproportionate rate in which police shoot armed black people. I'm relying on the data that police actually target, for example, in an effort to take guns away off the streets in the stop and frisk policies that they were implemented. Police actually ended up stopping fuckload more black people, and yet white people had more guns. I'm relying on my understanding, my comprehensive understanding of the systemic discrimination that is a part of our white supremacist criminal justice system. I'm not talking about a single black guy that got arrested peacefully. So that must mean that, like, oh my God, he's good. Also, even in the singular anecdote that you are trying to point to and not looking at the data, you're talking about a person who was literally in a vehicle, okay, engaging in vehicular manslaughter, and they still shot at him. I don't even know if they thought he was black, considering the fact that it was nighttime, and historically, black people get stopped less frequently at nighttime when they're in their cars, because at nighttime it's much harder to figure out if someone is black or white when they're driving a vehicle. So even then, it wouldn't actually work in that sense. But if it did, if I was a piece of shit and I wanted to use that anecdote against you, I'd say, well, they knew he was black and they shot at his car. That's the reason. But I'm not. When I talk about these sorts of instances, I'm not talking about 1v1, like one particular instance versus another. I'm talking about empirical evidence that also corresponds to what I am mentioning. Did you get possessed by Sam Harris? No, I just have my voice is out, so I have to be quieter and calmer. Anyway.
It's horrible.
Hey, thanks.
So, yeah. Waukesha, Wisconsin, police suspects in deadly crash was in a domestic disturbance just minutes before. No evidence of terrorism seen. Okay. I am doing well, and I am having a good start to my week. There was a press conference 30 minutes ago. I just only care about the highlights, though. Okay. Yeah. Candace Owens is lifting the curtain again. I mean, she's a racist, white supremacist, trash piece of shit. If you watch the news, you'd be brainwashed to believe that white supremacy is our country's #1 threat. It is not. If you look at hard facts, data, and FBI statistics, the black community, just 13% of the population, is the most violent community by race. We have to stop lying. Wow. I mean, it's cool. It's just like, I don't know what to say about this other than the fact that, like, I kind of don't want to say anything about this because, like, black people get very mad at me anytime I say something about Candace Owens and say, like, stay out of black people's business. But, like, at this point, as disrespectful as Rachel Dolezal is, I feel like at least she worked for the NAACP and did more. You know what I mean? Like, she literally, she like genuinely wants to do something more than fucking Candace Owens. Not saying that she's a good person in any meaningful capacity. I mean, I meme about how she's my queen and whatnot, but like, Candace Owens is like such a disgusting slime bag, like a horrible monster. Who the fuck says that? Like, who the fuck would say that? God damn, dude. I know the black people in my community don't care when I make Candace Owens jokes. I'm saying that, you consent, I consent. Black Twitter does not consent. They get so fucking mad. Anyway. BLM guarantees more black death. Black men are the most murderous group in America, and their victims are mostly other black people. It has nothing to do with white supremacy, but the media and politicians lie so that we never fix the real issue. BLM guarantees more black death. That's a disgusting fucking take. Dude, the worst part, Black Twitter is so fake anyway. Yeah, no, Black Twitter is really fucking, Black Twitter is really funny, but yes, they can be very fucking fake. That's true. Referring to this stuff as hard facts is such an indecent way to phrase it, even if it were true. It's not true. The quickest way to address 1350 is that we're talking about arrest numbers, not conviction rates, okay? And even if it was conviction rates, it still doesn't matter. Black people are literally heavily policed, okay? Which means that you're going to get arrested at a higher rate. They also get worse sentences in the criminal justice for the exact same crimes. Not only that, but also on top of that, even if it was true, even if 13% of the population was responsible for 50% of the crime, that's not how this works. It's like, okay, 50% of the population are men. They're responsible for, 90% or 99% of the crime. But we don't actually say we're going to fucking over-police men. We can't do that. That's not how that works. You are just trying to rationalize your hatred, and you're trying to justify over-policing a community and your racial biases by pointing to faulty data and a faulty interpretation of data. Okay? Remember what I just talked about? A singular black individual does not represent the entirety of the black community, and their actions should not be met with like fucking BLM or whatever the BLM movement represents. Just like, looking at FBI crime statistics, which is just arrest numbers, by the way, not even fucking conviction numbers. Even if you look at conviction numbers, for example, according to the Innocence Project and numerous other resources, we know that like 90% of people on death row that are found innocent once there's new, DNA evidence or whatever is available are black. So that clearly represents that very unjust system. Therefore, all the data that you would try to interpret looking at the criminal justice system and statistics has to also be met with a little bit of scrutiny or that additional context. It's just fucking, this is just racism with extra steps. That's what this is. Interpretate. I was going to say interpret. Fucked it up. Anyway. But black people can't be racist. Okay. I'm just going to time you off for an hour. Think about how stupid that sounds. And come back, I think, after that. Okay. Did you see the driver's music video? The SUV is in the video. Is he a rapper too? Oh, here we go. I cannot fucking wait for the Republicans to use this as like an opportunity to do as much racist agitprop as possible, like Steven Crowder. So we got some details, okay, but it seems as though this was an intentional act. But wait, what? No, not an intentional act. But we don't know whether it was intentional or not. But we do know that it was in the aftermath of a domestic abuse case. But I don't know how Fox News is going to mention it, so we'll see.
Fox News alert, 5 people are dead and more than 40 injured as police reveal more about their desperate attempts to stop that SUV as it tore through a Wisconsin Christmas parade.
Oh, okay. That was not, they didn't show anything. Okay. Jesus Christ, I got scared. But yeah. According to this title on the video, a YouTube chatter linked me. I can indeed confirm. Yeah.
Discharge his weapon at the suspect vehicle to try to stop the vehicle. No bystanders were injured as a result of the weapon discharge. We do not believe there's any shots that were fired from the vehicle. We believe that officers discharged a firearm to stop the vehicle.
Retired Detroit police chief and Michigan gubernatorial candidate James Craig joins us now. Chief, always good to talk to you. You know, in listening to that, I thought about you. We're struggling this morning to understand as much as possible about this incident. And listening to that police press conference, I can only imagine in real time.
Pretty irresponsible to shoot at a speeding car that's in the middle of a parade with bystanders everywhere. Yeah, That's true, which is why I'm actually surprised that the cops didn't do that, because cops are notorious for doing that. I was actually gonna give credit where credit is due, that only one shot was fired at the vehicle and that they actually stopped. No, they shot once. They shot once. Guys, that's trust me, that is like incredible. That is a lot of restraint. Credit where credit is due. They wrong multiple shots. Wait, really? They did? They shot multiple times? Jesus Christ. I thought they only like shot a bunch of times. Like they shot once, I thought. Love how that's restraint. That is literally restraint. Yeah, much better to just let it keep going and injuring and killing tons, lol. My friend, I think you don't understand. The reason why you don't shoot at a fucking vehicle in that situation is because you want to limit the amount of injuries and death. I know that you probably think this is how it goes in the movies, but when you shoot someone, when a car is already going, one, you have the likelihood of shooting random people on accident. Bullets ricochet. Bullets also go through cars very easily. It's not like in the movies, okay? There's no like shooting the gas tank and like letting it erupt in fire. And also, if you kill the driver, then again, that driver could uncontrollably go into a crowd and kill even more people. It's not the right thing to do. So not mag dumping the car is actually the correct. Not mag dumping the car is actually the correct thing to do there. So. In the video around the gate, I heard like 4 or so where no people were around. When cops in California were looking for Dorner, trying to corner the Dorner, they literally mag dumped into a fucking a mother and daughter that had a completely separate pickup truck that didn't even look like Dorner's car. They mag dumped into that fucking car. Luckily, they survived. But like, this is something that happens regularly, okay? Bullets stop car on impact? Wait, what? No, they don't. Wait, what? Did you just say bullets stop a car on impact? Bullets ricochet. Bullets also go through cars with ease in a lot of instances. Bullets do not stop cars on impact. The car would explode and kill everyone? No, that's not what happens either. Bullets also don't blow up cars. This isn't a video game. This isn't Grand Theft Auto. This is not the movies. That's not what happens. They just go through the car unless it hits the engine, in which case it has a likelihood of stopping within the engine, but that's it. Okay. Bullets can't pierce the aluminum frame of a car, idiot. Exactly. Bullets very easily can pierce through a car, just like the ad break pierces through the top of the hour, especially 12 minutes late when you forget to run it 12 minutes prior to the top of the hour. But of course, a car might not be able to stop bullets, but oh my God, I almost said the word. But a subscription will. I'm still so used to saying it. A a subscription will. You can subscribe for $5. You can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. You can also wait for a gifted. There's been a bunch of gifters so far, if you got lucky. But that's the way that you have an ad-free broadcasting experience. You can also send me links and stuff too. You got stopped by that ad bullet? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say ad bullet. This is literally 1987 George Orwell Animal Factory, Animal Farm. Govia 2000, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. 5 people no longer see ads because of you. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. What are you drinking right now? Cold brew, as I always do in the mornings. We got to rewatch that Paul Harrell video about car cover. Yeah, a lot of my information. Serena, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gift subs. That's where I was referencing. And Lilarak, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well.
The decisions a police officer has to make in ascertaining what's going on. Can you take me behind the scenes a little bit on that kind of decision-making process?
Yeah, good morning, Will. And again, my heart and prayers goes out to the 5 that lost their lives, certainly those who are recovering from their injuries. I would tell you, a police officer has a split second to make a decision. You had a guest on earlier, a retired lieutenant, and I tend to agree. A lot of what we know now is pure speculation. But what comes to mind for me when you look at the fact that the officers used deadly force, they believed a crime was being committed. What I saw in the video is the fact that the vehicle had front-end damage, which tends to suggest, especially if it was fresh damage, what happened prior to this tragic act. And then lastly, I looked at the trajectory of the vehicle, and this was probably what was in the mind of the officers. This individual, if it was a medical emergency or mechanical failure on the part of the vehicle, the individual could have veered away, maybe striking a building. That didn't happen. In fact, he went into a crowd of people. So it does tend to suggest, this was an intentional act. But we'll have to let the investigation play out, which includes mining data from social media. We know about the high-profile trial that was just concluded. Was this part of it? We just don't know. But I will tell you, Will, I also know in the aftermath of the Boston bombings at the Maryland.
How is conservative media going to spin this one? He's black and he's a rapper. They're going to say he's an angry black man who's a rapper. Rap music is bad. Black people are bad. They're more violent, yada, yada, yada. This is a BLM retaliation. Like, they're going to say a bunch. This is so the easiest. This is like old school. You just run the classics. You say he's a black supremacist, that he loves Black Lives Matter, and that's why he wanted to kill God-fearing Christian whites. And where can you find God-fearing Christian whites? At the holiday parade where like conservatives are defending themselves against the war on Christmas, something like that. He might be Muslim too. Oh, there you go. There's one other angle there as well. Then it's like Muslim terrorist. It's an Islamist, fundamentalist Muslim terrorist that's also black. And a rapper. Probably fucking vaccinated too. It's just like anything and everything. Yeah. Yeah, another part of this is, see, you don't need guns to kill multiple people. You can use your car. What are you going to ban cars? Stuff like that. There's just so much. There's so much you can do here.
Marathon, departments across the country have taken a number of safety protocols to prevent these type of terrorist type acts from happening. If in fact this was a terror-related act,
God.
Domestic or foreign.
They literally show they don't show the impact, but they show the moment before the impact. It's insane.
Yeah, and Chief, Waukesha is a small town. I don't know how many different protocols the police department has available to them to put into place, but that raises an interesting question in my mind. how did he get onto the parade route in the first place? Again, we don't know his motivations. Was he intentionally getting onto the parade route? Was he running for something and then ended up on the parade route? But it makes you wonder how many different of those potential police protocols he went around to end up in this situation.
That's a great point, and that's why I brought up safety protocols. I know here in Detroit, we have managed a number of parades. We plan for tragedy. Certainly, we put in place with the arteries that lead into the main parade artery, we protect those areas so that these kind of things can't happen. So again, we don't know what was in place, if anything was in place. And sadly today, this can happen anywhere. I know one of your guests was speaking, how could this have happened here in our town? It can happen anywhere, and we have to plan for it.
Chief, is there anything else you can take from the video?
I bet those white people were white supremacists. Dude, get off the internet. Here, why don't you get off the internet yourself? If the white supremacist Kyle got off the self-defense, this is also self-defense. This person is a reactionary in the chat who is absolutely writing this stuff so that he can make it seem like he's actually a black guy or a leftist. Okay, that's what it is. It's not misguided anger. This is not legitimate. No person legitimately feels this way. Okay? No, stop jumping into and stop saying rad lib disease. He's not a real person. This is a person LARPing as the type of person that they believe the left is like. Okay? When you see stuff like this, recognize it. Okay, this is a Black's Rule type beat. Exactly. It's blurred, but still, I don't want to show it.
Had people on this morning that talked about, and we don't have audio on the video, but we do have witness accounts. Was he honking? Was he mowing through? Is there anything else you can take from this video to help us understand what the motivations may have been?
Again, I agree with that, Lieutenant, you had on earlier this morning. It tends to suggest that it was intentional. I don't recall anyone making reference to a horn blowing. That would suggest that, hey, I'm having a medical emergency or the vehicle is failing, I can't stop.
Okay, this was so stupid. I thought this was going to actually be, like, informative. At least God, Fox News, come on, dude. Like, anyway, here.
Scenario. They have no interest, none whatsoever. How long before the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, that night, did it come out that he was a white?
See, here's what I don't understand. Okay? Two questions. One, does Steven Crowder not think that like CNN and all of these other mainstream outlets are not covering this important story? Because they certainly are. And if two, his argument is like, oh, why are they? Because they are already covering it, so it's already destroyed. But let's say they weren't covering it, like. And his argument is then, oh, why aren't they making speculations about it? Because the guy is black, right? First of all, one, you're currently engaging in speculation on a breaking news story while simultaneously criticizing them for covering breaking news stories and adding speculation to it in the past with Kyle Rittenhouse. So you're not just like, ooh, gesturing wildly at hypocrisy. You yourself are engaging in that hypocrisy. Okay? So you're doing the exact same thing that you are upset at them for not doing or doing in other instances as you're doing it in this instance. Okay? That's idiotic. It's just like anyway, let's keep going.
Supremacists are tied to militia. Right now, they have the police scanner audio.
Yeah.
They've caught the guy. They have his criminal record, and we don't know if he or she or Z in there could have been aggravated. In fact, because it was not a gay pride parade, and that's going to force us to take a good long hard look at ourselves. Back to you, Anderson.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like, it was not a gay pride parade. It was just a holiday parade. You understand? A holiday parade is attended by gay people as well. As a matter of fact, it's attended by everyone, usually. Like, conservatives, I don't think, own holiday parades. You know what I mean? No one is like, oh, the Thanksgiving parade is happening. You know, that's yet another instance of a conservative parade. No, when conservatives do parades, that is exclusively conservative. It's Unite the Right. It's Charlottesville. It's Nazis. Okay? It's anti-vaxxers. This was a holiday parade. Don't you mean that it's a Christmas parade? But like, again, a lot of people celebrate Christmas. I like Christmas. I'm fucking Muslim, you know?
So yesterday, you all know that a car plowed through a Christmas parade in Wisconsin.
Oh, it wasn't a gay pride parade, so no one will care.
Right, exactly. No one will.
I don't understand. Aren't they doing misinformation right now by claiming that no one will care when this is literally like everyone is covering this already? Like they've been covering it since last night, and they will continue to cover it as more details come up. It's a national story. It's top trending. CNN is covering it. New York Times is covering it. I mean, let's go. NewYorkTimes.com. Let's take a look. NewYorkTimes.com. Front page. Man intentionally drove into Wisconsin holiday parade, police say. Literally all the information is readily available right here. It's on the front page. It is literally on the front page. Okay, let's look at CNN.com. Okay, CNN.com. Suspect faces 5 counts of intentional homicide in deadly parade tragedy. Officials identified the suspect and said he was involved in a domestic disturbance just prior. Millskiff. When they published? I mean, it's literally on the front page. Okay. BBC, Wisconsin police identity parade incident victims. At least 5 people aged 52 to, you know, every article, every major news website is covering this. Okay. It's international news for the most part. BBC is covering it, right? Now, when did Steven Crowder cover this? Well, he covered this morning. He went live this morning and he covered it this morning. So functionally, we know as a matter of fucking fact that mainstream news, at mainstream media in general, covered it at the exact same time that he's covering it. You understand? This idea that like no one is covering the story is completely made up. He's just completely making it up. Making that up. It's just a lie. Some of you want to continue on with that lie, which is why you said something like, when was it published? It was published around the same time that this was published at the very least. Like that's what we know. Do you understand? They waited too much. That's not true. They were covering it last night as well. So you're wrong. Also, you don't understand how newspapers work. But that's okay. I think you're a Miskiff fan, so that's probably the reason. We'll keep you in here as a pet. They waited too much, he said.
Media said an accident.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It happened literally last night on a Sunday night. They covered it last night at a Sunday night. Of course, it was mainstream news immediately.
Yes, an accident.
Yeah,
you
right.
drive at.
Well, we have some more info here on the suspect today, and there was a lot of misinformation on both sides going out yesterday. I would say 95% confident in what we.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do you mean to tell me that when there's a breaking news story, there's misinformation on both sides, which is perhaps the reason why people should at least like make sure that they're not rushing to conclusions immediately, kind of like what Steven Crowder is doing at this moment right now? That's crazy. I am so confused. That's the point. You're not like yesterday when this was occurring live, literally as it was occurring, people in my chat, as they always do, came in and were like, dude, cover the story. And what did I say? I am not going to cover a breaking news incident without figuring out additional details. That's it. I said that, and that's what I do whenever there's like extra fucking shit popping off. The only thing I will address is usually the misinformation that other people are misinformation from other people that are making shit up. You're so smart, man. Like, very, very smart. How can anybody question you? Dude, let him talk. Let Crowder talk. Like. Says, jangle my balls. It's like on the... No. Don't time him out. No. That's a pet. That's a pet. We gotta keep him in here. 100%.
We've confirmed, so I want to make sure that we have it accurate for you. At least at this point, at the point of broadcasting, 5 killed, over 40 injured. I'm not going to show you the video. I don't want to show you the video.
No.
The video is very suspicious because he does swerve to avoid some people, then deliberately hits other people. The first story we were given was, it was another event that had taken place, a stabbing or some kind of violent crime, and then he was fleeing, and that was it. That was all we heard. Well, that's obviously not true. This wasn't the route he would have had to take to flee, and he was proactively seeking out people to kill. If you watch...
Wow. Wait, hold on. To the Miss Kid who was wondering, and everyone else, and Steven Crowder, this was yesterday at 4:25 p.m. Breaking news. The driver of an SUV plowed into a holiday parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin on Sunday, leaving several people injured, according to an eyewitness. It's almost like this was as it was happening. It's almost like the New York Times was covering breaking news that was a matter of national news. Is there anything else that you would like? Oh, you said black supremacist. Okay. Got it. So when you are met with information that completely shatters the argument that you were trying to put together, then you just like gesture wildly at something else. It makes sense. But no details, because it was happening at that moment. Look, I'm gonna dumb this down for you because you're obviously a very smooth-brained individual. I'm gonna try to make this as consumable for you as possible. I am trolling lmao. Okay, well then now you got banned. I was just pretending to be just a fucking idiot. That was just a joke. Come on, dude. I was just trolling, dude. I'm just trolling, bro. Come on. Yeah, no, you weren't trolling. You were just, you're a fucking moron. And when you get called out for being a moron, you then turn around and you say, "Oh, I was just trolling. It was just a prank."
Watch the video, which, look, take my word for it, I don't encourage you to watch the video. It absolutely is. This is just heartbreaking. I get a pit in my stomach even thinking about it. Kids were, as far as we know, could have been killed. But here's the thing.
But why is that? I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. But why is there a defense to it right away? Why would you jump to defending, like, look, guys, he was...
Who is doing that? No one did that. Who was defending a fucking dude who drove into a crowd at a holiday parade? It's like yesterday, someone burned down an orphanage. Why is the loony left defending this orphanage burner? You know what I mean? There's like driving in to a crowd of people when it's a fucking holiday parade is just universally something that people are against. Who the fuck would defend? Maybe it's projection, I think, because, conservatives do love defending people that drive into crowds of protesters. So that's probably why they their immediate assumption is the other side is defending this too, probably, right? It's what they would do. So they assume that the other side or liberals would do that as well. But this isn't even a political situation. It's just it's a universal thing.
Just fleeing a stabbing. It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. Well,
There's nothing to defend.
You haven't heard of a good old knife fight?
Come on.
Mackay.
Wait, that's not a defense. Okay.
Brian, that's what they do. And by they, I mean the kids.
Yes.
The kids. It's all TikTok and knife fighting these days.
Well, so what? So he stabbed somebody and was trying to get away and was driving it at
He's
people.
an influencer.
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly.
for crying out loud. What are you doing? How about you do your part and open up the door to your Neiman Marcus for those in need?
Yeah. Well, Dave, you know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're providing cover.
Right. Of course.
Or at least they're praying and hoping, oh, please, God, don't let this be in relation to the Rittenhouse verdict.
So one thing that I consider to be very weird in this situation is like, there is no known political reasoning for this, right? But it seems like Steven Crowder wants there to be one and is upset that the media is not saying there is one. But because like cops and everyone else involved in the case has said that there is no known, like there is no political reason for this, it's not like an act of terror or anything like that, he's upset, so he's moving the goalpost and claiming that they're not covering it fast enough, which we immediately destroyed. Obviously, that was such a silly lie to say. And that if they are covering it fast enough, they're keeping the details a secret. Well, that's also not true. Obviously, of course, they're not keeping the details a secret. It's in the articles. This is something that, like it's something that reactionaries who were Islamophobic would do about, like, you know, the British news. They would say like, oh, they're hiding the number of like Islamophobic, or they're hiding the number of like Muslim rapes or something by hiding the data and claiming that it's just Asians, it's Asian attacks. When in fact, it was like American morons who thought that in the UK, the way to refer to people from Pakistan was Asian because they are in Asia. And in America, we don't do that. So our you know, right-wing reactionary essayists thought that like the BBC was hiding the truth somehow, when it's actually just the way that they've always covered it. It's like you are letting your idiocy and your stupidity guide your commentary here.
When is the media going to start getting charged for the stuff that they've caused for the last 2 years?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it would be never.
Never.
Well, they should be, because there's a difference between freedom of speech and inciting complete crime and violence.
Wait. You say inciting is bad. I thought they knew that.
Yeah.
But they've done it.
They want to claim that we're inciting violence by saying don't allow yourself to be a victim, whereas they go out and say, white supremacy, folks, the Kyle Rittenhouse jury shows you that white people can kill anybody in America. What if he was black? We're going to get to that in a second. Also, we have an example right here of how the media treated it very differently. So it just said person. Actually, at the time of this broadcast, or at least when I started this show, CNN still doesn't have a description of the suspect. They did not, as of 10:30 Eastern, a.m. on Monday. So
I don't believe that. Like, I just don't. I don't believe him at all. I think he's just lying. Again, he personally doesn't know. So he's just going off and saying like, yeah, no. Like they've revealed this information. It's already on. Okay? I don't understand. What's the take here? Like, let's go to CNN.com, okay? Suspect at least 5 killed after SUV plows into Wisconsin holiday parade. Okay? They have the victims, they have the information of the victims. They have information on the driver. Okay? They're covering it by focusing on the victims, as they always do. What's going on in Waukesha, or Waukesha, sorry. Suspect faces 5 counts of intentional homicide with more charges possible, says police chief. Okay? And they've identified him as Darrell E. Brooks. Okay? As of what? 1 hour and 25 minutes ago. The police identify suspect in the parade incident. They wrote it down. There you go. Waukesha is a meme here, calling it Waukesha? No. So as soon as the police reveal the information, they reveal it as well. They put it in there. What is the, like, do they want him to say like black male? Is that why? They didn't say like, they didn't do the Breitbart thing? Is that what it is? Like they should have just said he's a black male. Is that what the problem is? Is that what's going on? Like, do you think that let me let me ask something to people here that are like genuinely on the margins of this story. Yeah, Fox News didn't do it either, by the way, but that's besides the point because they're pussies too. So no mugshot when it's shown elsewhere. That, my friends, is oftentimes something that mainstream media stops from doing, specifically because they don't want to publicize the attacker, the shooter, the killer. They do this with white supremacist shooters as well, in an effort to curb back copycat attacks. So that's a very classic thing, especially in a breaking story. They often won't reveal mugshots. One, because you don't even know if you apprehended the right person or you're covering the right person. You don't want people to go out and like look for people that are similar in ongoing instances. When there's an apprehension, even after that, they sometimes don't reveal it. It's on a case-by-case basis. So, yeah, journals will reveal skin color if it's relevant to the story, i.e. if a child is abducted and the suspect is at large, otherwise not relevant at this stage. And even then, they won't like reveal usually the footage. So there are multiple different reasons as to why they don't do that. So yeah, because Reddit will investigate it, and Reddit investigators will catch, for example, the wrong Boston marathon bomber and ruin their fucking lives. So these are some very real consequences that come from revealing such information in the media, which is why they stop. Which is why they stopped the. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait, are you telling me? Are you telling me that they don't mention that he was white? Wait, when CNN reported the breaking news story of the Kenosha shooting, they don't mention that he's white? That's crazy, dude. What? They only say a 17-year-old Illinois resident connected to an overnight shooting during a protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin was taken into custody? Wait, stop. That's so racist of CNN to not do that, dude. And here's why it's so stupid. Okay? Here's why this argument is so stupid. What do they gain from hiding this? Like, let's say they have a liberal bias or something. You already know he's white because his name is Kyle. Okay, the other dude's name is Darren. Hold on a moment. Not Darren, it's Daryl. Sorry. So, as I was saying, like, do they think that CNN thinks no one will know that the perpetrator is black eventually? Like, they don't get anything out of it. Okay? And there's probably no better example that, like, every story for Steven Crowder is just about, figuring out a new way to shit on, liberal media and, like, liberals in general and the left in general than this one. It's like there's information being drip fed, okay? And it's just simply a talking point to attack the fucking left wildly. And when there is nothing that the supposedly left or liberal media has done, he'll just make something up. He'll make something up and say, well, actually, they just didn't cover it hard enough. Or, well, actually, they did cover it, but they just like didn't reveal that he was black. Okay?
So either they're not doing their job, they're really bad at their job, or they're lying. At what point do they...
Both sides do that? Well, we just showed you that CNN didn't do that with Kyle Rittenhouse either. So I guess they were being racist towards black people or something. I don't fucking know. By not revealing the white shooter's race.
Cease to be useful? At what point do we realize that they are not news organizations?
20 years ago?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
One of the last...
Unlike the real news organization, Breitbart, for example. The only real news organization is Breitbart, which famously had a black crime section on their website. They had a black crime tag. Breitbart, Latin America for Breitbart is a fluent Spanish speaker, that one of the most incendiary pieces to carry the notorious black crime tag was written by a man named Jerome Hudson, who, like some other black conservatives, worries that the focus on police brutality siphoning outrage away from gang violence. Breitbart, up until I believe 2015, had a tag specifically dedicated to black crime. That's a real news article. That's a real news, that's the real news. The only time, up until 2017, sorry, I thought it was 2015. On the website, they specifically had a black crime tag. Is that the only way to cover real news? Is that what it is? Is that how this works? The only way that CNN could do that is if they are, tracking local news. Do they have a white crime tag? Fuck no, dude. Are you fucking stupid? Of course they didn't have a white crime tag.
Time Ted Turner wrote out in a steer. Here's the police scanner that reported the suspect. This happened. You would think they'd have access to it, considering...
Okay, but that's kind of based, though. Quiet libtard snowflake. It's kind of based to have a black crime tag.
That we did.
Well, it was a Darrell Brooks. That rings for anything.
Moving A-frame, I ran that subject. Lost found his ID in the car. He is suspended. Looks like he's at at least 199 on the system.
Copy. That's who he's identifying. Soft fat, lighter skin, black male, dreadlocks, red shirt, blue, no shoes.
Now, I guess what CNN would have preferred the description be, he's
There is no preference here, dog. A person committed a fucking crime, and of course the mainstream media is going to cover it. Why the fuck would they try to hide that? Okay? Why would they hide that? Everyone is going to inevitably, once the police reveals this information, know this. And the reason why they're going to know this is because they're the fucking media. This is like how they work. Steven Crowder most likely did not go to primary sources. He doesn't have journalists. He didn't fucking go out there to, Waukesha and send a roving correspondent to Waukesha to interview the police chief. He found out because he Googled it and someone on fucking mainstream media actually reported on it, and now he's revealing that information. So it's so fucking stupid that like guys who don't create their own fucking news, like myself, then act this way, okay? And he's upset. He doesn't even give a fuck about the people that died. He doesn't even give a fuck about what happened. He's just using this as an opportunity to just say, why didn't CNN say black guy did this immediately? It's just that's the only thing he cares about. Even though CNN also revealed details about this person as they came out. And when they did, then it's like, okay, well then why can't you say black people are bad? Well, why is CNN not saying black man bad?
You know, with the hair.
Just grab a dog whistle.
And
Like, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. I guess Steven Crowder never like worked for a journalist outlet. Okay, he's just like a reactionary dipshit. I have in the past. I also have other journalists that come on all the time. This is what I studied in college. The way this works is you don't just fucking trace 911 calls, okay? Monitor like police scanner 911 calls, 911 calls, and then fucking cover the story or write the story as a matter of fact. That's how you get shit wrong. Because in the heat of the moment, cops get shit wrong all the time. That's why you have to wait for the police to make a statement. There is a press conference. There would be no need for such a press conference if everyone was just getting information from watching the fucking scanners. Okay? That's not how that works.
So this didn't stop leftists and media right away from jumping on to white supremacy Kyle Rittenhouse narrative. So journalist Chris Wiggins, who is not from a Dickens novel, tweeted, "It's okay. The driver in Waukesha was afraid for his life and defending himself from the unarmed holiday crowd. That's Wisconsin law now." Actor.
Oh, that's awesome to say.
Yeah. Actor.
Have you learned what color the driver of the SUV was in Waukesha yet? So right-wing media can decide if running over people in a Christmas parade was terrorism, mental illness, or some acting. Wait, but that's actually good. None of these are also. These are criticisms launched towards a totally separate case. They are making political takes off of an ongoing tragedy. Okay? Which is, and they're correct. Their takes are correct. Except Steven Crowder is literally proving the one on the right correct right now. Steven Crowder is in the process of showing a tweet that basically predicted his behavior. You didn't have to put that in there, brother. Why are you owning yourself? And then why are you uploading it? That makes... It's just like that person pre-watched what you were going to do tomorrow. That's how predictable you are.
Actor Angela Belcamino said the driver from the incident in Waukesha will claim self-defense. It's just the new normal. Writer Janice Hoff, have we learned what color the driver was so right-wing media can decide if running people over at Christmas parade was terrorism, mental illness, or someone acting in perceived self-defense? Okay, look. Do you not understand? We cannot find common ground if you don't.
Wait, does he think that those people were being serious, or does he think that those people, did he not understand what was going on? Like they're talking about how, like they're talking about something separate. Okay, the point that they're making is like conservatives will run to defend someone who drives into a crowd and claim it's self-defense if they think it's a conservative. They're not actually saying like this is literally what's going to happen. Okay?
Don't realize the difference between Kyle Rittenhouse cleaning up graffiti, providing medical care, and then being chased down by pedophiles, girlfriend beaters. I can't say wife beater because they don't put a ring on it. And serial criminals only shooting people who violently attacked him or tried to kill him, and somebody who deliberately plows through innocent women and children at a parade. Do we honestly want to act as though if you act like the only differentiator is race, you're a racist? And this is...
Wait, what? I don't understand. If the only differentiator amongst these instances is not race, which is not, he's right, then why are you literally talking? Why is the title of your video, Racist CNN has nothing to say about Waukesha Parade perp, wonder why? This entire video is just one big self-own. He's like, but you're doing that. Like, you're literally doing that right now. You took a story and you personally are claiming that because the person is black, that the media is not covering it, which doesn't even functionally have anything to do with the story itself. And the media is already covering it. I'm so confused by this. Is this like Steven Crowder's method of broadcast is like not really addressing anything and simply just gesturing wildly, and you assume that because you're on the same team as the holster guy, you also are like, yeah, he's right. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to actually make a good point or a coherent point at all. It's just, he's right. He's right, brother, because he's right. Okay? He's right because he's right. He's right because he's a right-winger. This reminds me of the last video I put out on Steven Crowder, where he went out in public and got absolutely fucking cumstered by a bunch of people in Texas, and then turned around and like still uploaded the video for some weird reason, where he's just getting like obliterated. But I guess because his audience is like, yeah, that's my guy. He's like, yeah, you really own those guys. What's your opinion on CNN? They suck. They're not great. They are center-right, as most media outlets are. And they do like lip service to some social justice every now and then. They definitely weaponize social justice regularly on whoever they consider to be their enemies. But most people can't comprehend center-right exists outside of just like saying that gay people can coexist or that trans people are valid. You know, you can still be center-right ultimately, despite the fact that you are aesthetically, at the very least, appealing to some some cultural norms. Okay, but in America, you just don't think about the economics of the situation. You only think about like, oh, do you want to kill trans people, or do you think trans people should survive? If you want to kill trans people, then yeah, that's you're right wing. If you want to not kill trans people, then you're left wing. Okay, that's how it is. You're socialist. You're communist. Are you actually trolling? If you don't think CNN, when it comes to any sort of like economic policy, is not center right, I don't know what to tell you. They have Jake Tapper. They're center right as fuck when it comes to American imperialism. I would say they're even far right when it comes to American imperialism. They are absolutely an advocate for consistent warfare all around the world, death, destabilization, all that sort of good stuff. They're consistently right wing when it comes to Medicare for all and launching agitprop against Medicare for all. They're right wing as fuck when it comes to that sort of stuff, and they will aesthetically claim or adopt liberal or progressive positions when it comes to social issues, and even then, 90% of the time, that fucking misses the mark too, unless they're like directly in opposition of a right winger who's like, saying that trans people should be murdered. Most of the time, they're just using that to be like, Bernie Sanders is a racist, or whoever the fuck is like a left winger who truly wants good things for the American people, no matter what color or creed they are, is like racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever the fuck. A lot of these liberal institutions are fake. Okay, look at the Me Too movement. Okay, Time's Up was created after Me Too. The main lady in charge of Time's Up was giving advice to Andrew Cuomo about how to defeat women that were coming out with sexual harassment accusations against them. Okay? Emily's List is a liberal organization that seeks to put women in office. Okay? They've had numerous instances where, even after this came out, they had Michael Bloomberg on. Okay? Multiple times. in certain circumstances, they have actually advocated for a liberal center-right politician to be in office instead of a female that is a progressive, that is an actual leftist. So, please, these institutions are just only they're built up only to weaponize social justice for the most part. Sometimes they do good, but usually they don't. Okay? You are out of topic, Hasan, again. CNN is the most left media we can get. Give us good example if you can disagree. Alın kızı 04. You are out of topic, Hasan, again. Listen, dude, no disrespect, but if you don't know how to speak English, it's clear that you don't. You're Turkish, and you don't really have a good grasp of the language. Maybe just don't fucking try to own me, okay? Bence bırak bunu. Amerikalılar yeterince yapmaya çalışıyor zaten. Yani konuşmayı bilmiyorsan İngilizce boşu boşuna yazmaya çalışma burada gerizekalı. Kendini utandırıyorsun. Türkleri utandırıyorsun. Okay? Anyway, let's keep going.
This is the prime. Look, let me put a fine point on this. The biggest problem that we have today, the biggest problem that we have with our media, is that it is intensely racist.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They are intensely racist. I do mean anti-white as a general rule. And I'm not someone who goes around and says, I'm proud to be white, because I didn't do anything to be white. I'm not.
You didn't answer his question, though? No, he didn't understand that I was already addressing a question that he didn't even put out there. First of all, that wasn't even a question. That was loaded. Secondly, I was in the process of describing why these liberal institutions are actually center-right. So in the end, when I was done explaining why, if you're still saying, well, give me an example, then you're a fucking idiot. There's nothing more I can explain to you. I already did. I already mentioned why it's center-right. Anyway, that's Sojaya. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. You have allowed 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the ad break, which is coming right now. That's right, because it's 1 p.m. and at the top of the hour, there is a 60-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5. You can do that for free with a Twitch Prime if you have one. Use it here. Yeah, it came in. It time is just fucking passing by very quickly. We're already here. This is crazy. We're already literally fucking at the top of the hour once again. So I'm gonna run that now. Okay. 60-second ad break time. I am sick, yes.
Proud of my skin color.
Well, I'm not sick, but my voice is.
I'm not ashamed of my skin color. It's sort of a neutral, it's not a character point. They definitely have a bias against white people, and more importantly, they see everything through the prism of race. If the only difference you see between a Kyle Rittenhouse and this is race, you are a racist, and everyone in mainstream media, this is how they replied, with the exception of Fox News and a few places like that. Yeah. How did they all get it wrong? How does CNN not have it up now, at least 15 minutes ago? Darrell Brooks Jr. was released, just to be clear, this goes back to the looting problem, on a $1,000 bond 2 days ago for domestic abuse and bail jumping. He's also a registered sex offender. And just in case you won't see this on CNN, MSNBC, any of these places, believe your lying eyes and ears, here he is explaining the charges. By the way, like the wet bandits, incriminating himself on video.
And then as soon as we fall out, all of a sudden now I'm a pedophile. Let me explain that. 10 years ago, 2006, I caught a case with my oldest daughter's mama. Yes, my baby mama. She's from Oakland. I was busting moves in Nevada.
What does that mean?
I meet the bitch. She says she want to get down, so I'm pimping on the bitch.
It's a great hat.
Nevada. You know what I'm saying? I get cracked. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the bitch was 16 at the time. She gave a statement to the police and told them, yeah, she was hoeing, that I was pimping, and that
winner,
she was 16,
man. What a winner.
That I didn't know that.
Okay. Monday motivation. I didn't know the bitch was 16.
Yeah.
Jeez. Guys,
is that a legal defense?
I think so.
She was 15. I don't know.
What am I supposed to do? Card every bitch?
So, by the way, media hasn't done any digging. Now, people are wondering if there's a motivation here because it seems like a targeted attack.
Yeah.
His social media is full of pro-Black Lives Matter, which I define as a domestic terrorist group, and anti-Cal Rittenhouse
Can't
posts.
we at this point?
He
Come
tweeted a
on.
photo of a MAGA hat that said, wire Kanye's mouth shut again. All caps. I don't know if that's the name of an album.
That's too wordy.
Facebook, it read, religion is white supremacy.
Ah, that's good.
I mean, come on, for crying. They still don't have it up at CNN. Look, why is this story being buried? Look, right now they're talking about it. Right now, let's bring it up on CNN. Right now, let's see if they mention the guy.
Within at least 2 feet, I could have touched the car going by.
Was the guy white or black?
He threw his child out of the way.
I'm getting tired of this accent.
Natasha Chen joins us now from the scene in Waukesha.
Just a little bit.
Natasha, what,
No
what more
offense.
are we learning?
We go now live in Waukesha to.
I love this. They're literally like, why aren't they just constantly mentioning that he's black? Why aren't they constantly mentioning that he's black? I feel like what Steven Crowder wants is for them to literally just say, he's black, he's black, he's black. Welcome back to CNN. Okay. Welcome back to CNN. I'm Tom Handsome. And have I mentioned that the Waukesha driver was black? Just why aren't they saying the N-word? I'm Steven Crowder. And my commentary revolves around why CNN is too afraid to say the N-word. Okay? That's what's going on. I love that they went in live. It would have been so funny if they actually mentioned or showed a photo of the driver. It would have been fucking hilarious because it would have defeated everything that they're saying. But not Tom Handsome. I don't know. I just couldn't come up with another name. How are you going to do agitprop in this way where it's like liberals only talk about race. Liberals only care about race. Liberals only care about race. I don't see any race. Why aren't they literally just mentioning race? Why can't they mention race? Why can't they mention race? Why is there no race being mentioned? Why is there no race being mentioned? Immediately. Why aren't they talking about race all the time? That's the only thing they should be talking about.
To the Avery family. Yeah?
It does take the seriousness out of it.
I don't know what happened there with Teresa Hallback at the parade.
But the police really wouldn't answer any questions about what role that person played or anything that person said to them when he or she was taken into custody.
Wait, he or she? He or she? Come on,
really?
moderately
Wow.
Asian reporter Natasha Chen. Do you not know?
Wait, I don't get it. Yeah, they might not know at that point. Like, the police haven't made if the cops have not made an official release, at that point, if the cops have not officially released the information, the appropriate thing to do in that situation is to not say something wrong. Also, why is he constantly talking about Asian reporters and saying like they're moderately Asian or very Asian or whatever the fuck? What is that? Like, what is, oh my God.
Know if it's a he or a she?
Also, it really destroys Steven Crowder's argument that like conservatives see no race when he can't stop himself when there's a non-white person on screen. Like, literally, two white folk and an Asian lady, okay, on screen, and immediately as it pans to the fucking Asian lady, he's like, starts talking about race. For a guy who says he doesn't see race or doesn't want to talk about race and liberals only talk about race, he sure points out whenever there's a non-white person on screen. Kind of weird.
He or she was taken into custody.
Wait, he or she?
Anyway.
Non-binary. What happened? He or she? Did you guys see
It's
this?
a girl.
Did everyone just see this in real time? They have a hit list here of information, and it doesn't include the guy.
Wow.
At all.
Not
At all.
At
Yeah,
all.
we don't have any information. Could you imagine this reporting?
Called it? What do you mean? Wait for the MB joke after the next. Oh, yeah, he did. He said, wait for the MB joke after the next pause. Called it. CNN immediately shows a picture. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you telling me that CNN has revealed the mugshot of the person who drove the car? Wait a minute. No. No. That's crazy. It almost seems like this stuff is always going to be revealed inevitably. Why would they try to hide it? What would they get out of hiding it? It was from 12 minutes ago. Maybe someone was watching Crowder. To think that Steven Crowder's idiotic, racist rants
In this
that have only gotten 178,000 views on YouTube are the reason why CNN is revealing information as it comes out, okay? Is silly as fuck. Girl Books is being charged with 5 counts of first-degree homicide. We bitch about it because the criminal justice system only works against brown people. They still don't mention that he's black, though. I'm sorry. There's no mention here that he's black. They're still biased. Still biased. Doesn't count. Anyway. Okay. I'm bored of this fucking rant. It's really
made it
idiotic.
a race.
Do you think BLM will crowdfund this guy's bail? Are you fucking stupid? Race is not relevant to this as much as it is killing in a Black Lives Matter protest during a global race movement. Kyle did it at a race protest. What are you saying? No, I don't think Black Lives Matter will crowdfund this guy's bail. No. Why would they do that? Are you a fucking idiot? Like, what's the point? Oh, I think they're contrasting to the right funding. Oh. What is a race protest? Oh, rhetorical. Yeah, okay. No, they're not going to fucking crowdfund this psycho's a bail fund. Because the left or progressive organizations are not fucking bloodthirsty psychopaths who are like, oh, we're all on the same team, I guess. Doesn't matter because he's black. You know what I mean?
All right.
Okay, we're done with the. I've covered this for way too long, dude. Wait,
incredibly rare.
Steven Crowder. Okay, we gotta show this though. Last Steven Crowder piece to end this.
But
Steven Crowder, after accusing black people of being racist against white people, Steven Crowder declares slavery was never racially motivated.
That actual racism, meaning that you have, not even necessarily that you.
Thank you, Boomer Chase, for the 5 gifted subs.
View them as inferior, but a predetermined negative worldview of someone because of their race can happen in any group of people. Yeah. And I do think actually we're probably at a point where it happens more. You probably have more black people right now because of what they're being fed by the media who have a preconceived, incorrect, negative idea of what white people are than white people maybe have of black people. I don't know.
Dude, this is so awesome. It's so good. It's a self-report. Okay? It infantilizes black people. Like, it literally is like, yeah, black people didn't realize white people were racist until the media told them that was the case, you know? Like, and when there were less media, when the media did not exist as a matter of fact, like during, you know, the pre-abolition era, pre-Reconstruction era, for example, black people were like, white people are so nice to us. That's what they were doing. They didn't even want to be freed, right? That's like, you know, again, when a lot of racist people, whenever they talk about black people, they basically reveal their perspective on how black people are. They treat them as a monolith. These are quick, like, things that you can figure out about a person, okay? Immediately acting like they black people are a monolith, or infantilizing black people and saying that, like, you know, black people cannot independently come to the conclusion that, like, you know, some white people are fucking racist or the system is racist, without the media telling them that that is the case. And also on top of that, the media is teaching black people to be racist against white people.
Can happen in any group of people. Yeah. And I do think, actually, we're probably at a point where it happens more. You probably have more black people right now because of what they're being fed by the media, who have a preconceived, incorrect, negative idea of what white.
Bro, he took down that video you were just watching. What a fucking coward. Are you serious? No shot. No shot. Wait. Hold on. I gotta fucking...
In this scenario...
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. It's still up.
In this...
No, it's still up. That he would never do that. First of all, it's already gotten 183,000 views. Steven Crowder would never delete a video because it got a fucking... because, like, it makes him look stupid. It's impossible to make him look stupid to his own audience because his audience is too stupid to recognize that he's being stupid.
People are than white people maybe have of black people. I don't know. Maybe it's a 50-50 split, but it certainly is something. All groups can be racist. And the left just argues like, yeah, but only one can be systemically oppressive. Do you guys know? Maybe you guys can bring this up, the number. Do you guys know how many slaves there were in the North African sort of like Mediterranean slave trade?
I don't.
Do you know how many?
I don't even have
It was a million. It was a million slaves. Right, people who lived in the Mediterranean coast, they were at risk. You know, you guys know about the history of North Africa, the Moors. People, and by the way, they were kidnapping white people.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, this is not something. Slavery is not something that has been racially based.
No.
Ever. Now it was codified in.
Why does he think this is a good point? Does he not realize that, historically speaking, all matter of indentured servitude and all matter of slavery is incomprehensible when compared to chattel slavery of Africans? Like, I don't get it. This is like, does he not think that it's different? Yeah, other people were enslaved. Certainly. It was a constant thing, except no one was targeted in the same way that Africans were, where they were systematically stolen from their lands and put in ships, and for as long as they were put in ships and sent to the United States or other colonies. It's like... I'm confused by this take. And also, it continued for a lot longer than the other kinds of indentured servitude or slavery. Some might even say that it's continuing to this day within the American criminal justice system, within a racist, white supremacist criminal justice system, in which slavery is actually legal still. Slavery is an institutional hierarchy that the top of the ladder believes the enslaved are subhuman, that is based on race or religion. What the fuck was Crowder thinking? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I don't think he's thinking. Not thinking, just vibes. How does Steven Crowder think? Well, he doesn't. But if hypothetically, if Steven Crowder thought, how does he think the slave owners justified having slaves? Why were they all black? It's just weird, you know? I mean, all slavery matters, but also for some weird reason, they just chose to enslave black people. Must have been a weird coincidence, I guess. Just a very strange coincidence that, you know, they happen to be black people from Africa. And, you know, the one drop rule and white supremacy, white purity, all of that comes from how far away they are from blackness and black people. So that must have been just, you know, additional random stuff. I love this argument because, like, it literally is just like the maximum, like, you can only be racist when you're saying the N-word, not after, not before, but during, when the start of the finish of the N-word with a hard R, and not when you're, of course, singing along with a rap lyric, but like just then. Only then are you individually racist, but even then we'll look for additional context to say that you're not. This is the maximalist, this is the maximum position you can get to, okay? When this is your worldview. Saying that, like, slavery technically isn't race, chattel slavery of black people is not racist. It wasn't built around race. That's fire.
Into law because most slaves at a certain point in the United States were black, but you can look at other countries where they decided, oh, okay, now we're going to try and ensure that we maintain control over these slaves. And so therefore you look at what are the majority of slaves? All right.
I've talked about this before. People get very frustrated when I talk about this because they think like I'm caping for the Ottoman Empire or something. But like a great difference that I can describe to you is the Devshirme program in the Ottoman Empire. Okay, the Ottoman Empire enslaved Slavic people. They enslaved Eastern Europeans. They enslaved numerous people. There were black people that they enslaved as well. There were Barbary slave trade and whatnot. One, they stopped way before America did. So there's that. Okay. Just like even the fucking UK stopped before America did. Okay. So there's that. And two, the way in which chattel slavery operated was drastically different. As a devshirme, you could straight up become one of the, and many did, become one of the most important people, the best educated and most important people. It was still, you know, it was still inhumane because of the origin point where you're still being removed from your family. But ultimately, to make that comparison, for example, to chattel slavery is psychotic. Okay? Because the level of autonomy that you got as like within the devshirme program is insane to compare to chattel slavery, for example. Same with indentured servitude. Indentured servitude, for example, it's not ethical, it's still slavery, and I'm not trying to justify it. The comparison I'm making is that it is so much worse. Chattel slavery is unique, okay? Chattel slavery is unique. That's the point. It was, one, unique because it was race-based, okay, targeted exclusively towards Africans, okay, on the virtue of their blackness, justified by claiming that these black Africans were not human, they were subhuman. So it was uniquely brutal in that sense as well. Okay? And it was unique even in comparison to indentured servitude, because indentured servitude, another form of slavery, like that the Irish were subjected to, or the British subjected others to as well, indentured servitude did not pass on to your child, and you could buy your freedom. That doesn't make that correct. That doesn't make that a good thing. But when compared to chattel slavery, one is still worse. I don't like to engage in oppression Olympics. I think it's a really silly thing, like comparing one genocide to the other or whatever. But this is one area where you can analyze the material conditions, okay, and the oppression that people were subjected to, and very clearly say this is worse. And as a matter of fact, every historian will say that. Okay? It's not even normative in that instance, it's just descriptive. I am describing to you that one form of slavery was more brutal than others. Okay?
We determine them then by skin color or ethnicity or where they've come from, like the Indian people were enslaved. There are still people enslaved in the world today. Look, slavery is not uniquely American. It was never uniquely American. It still exists outside of the United States of America. Slavery was never racially motivated, to be clear. It happened in large numbers, to the tune of millions. Black people enslaving white people as well. And it's wrong across the board. The United States.
Black people were enslaving white people? What? Incredible.
It's singularly unique in, however, recognizing and ending slavery because it was incompatible with the Constitution and the.
What?
Across the board, the United States is singularly unique in, however, recognizing and ending slavery because it was incompatible.
This is why they don't want like people to learn about slavery in school, so he can just like fucking say this stuff and people won't question it. He said, one, slavery wasn't race-based, or chattel slavery wasn't race-based, and the only uniqueness of like American slavery was because it was incompatible with the Constitution. Dog, the American Constitution was literally, the United States Constitution was written by slave owners, majority slave owners, and it was absolutely constitutional, okay? It was absolutely constitutional and protected. This notion that they had robust debates about the humanity of black people is a silly one, okay? It took a fucking entire war and the federal government to take action against the South. And not only that, but before that, it was straight up baked into our institutions with a 3/5 rule, okay? So I don't know what kind of fucking idiotic person could say that. I mean, this is insane. This is incredible. The 3/5 clause of the United States Constitution straight up dictates that like the African slaves were going to be considered 3/5 of a human, okay? And the slave owners were advocating for that, actually. So remember that, because there was a population of slaves in the South, and the slave owners were like, well, we want them to be not represented, but actually, you know, we want to have more political power. And not only that, yeah, actually, this is perfect. It's like saying Hitler was good because he killed himself. Yeah. You know, Hitler was uniquely good because he killed himself. Don't think about all the other stuff. For the record, no, actually, Jefferson and Co. did have robust morality debates, but decided to move ahead anyway, which makes it way worse. Yeah, but like, ultimately, it doesn't matter. And also, and I can't believe I'm saying this, you know, shouts out to fucking European countries or whatnot, but come on, Islam, most Ottoman slaves did not have the immense power associated with being a janissary or in the imperial harem. Also, slavery was effectively banned only less than 20 years before America, and it was officially banned in 1924 when Turkey was created, far later than America. It's because it's a different country. But not only are you unironically making the argument that indentured servitude or slavery in other countries is the same as chattel slavery, because you are completely false and completely incorrect. Like, in an effort to dunk on me for a perceived bias that you think is happening, you're literally just spreading falsehoods. Especially considering that, like, you can continue to make the argument that slavery is still legal in the United States. So, you know, because it is. Slavery is still legal in the United States under the 13th Amendment. Within our prison system. Slavery is good if the Ottomans do it, 2021. Two bad things can coexist. Slavery is not good. Okay? It's not good. Across the board, I'm anti-slavery. This might come as a shock to you. But to compare not only the Ottoman form of slavery, but also the indentured servitude form of slavery that existed both in the Ottoman Empire and also around the world, to chattel slavery of Africans is psychotic. America is unique. Stephen Crowder is correct in that. Okay? It's unique because it's uniquely cruel and has been uniquely cruel. Americans were not only late to the game in abolishing slavery, there was an entire war, a very bloody one, fought over doing that. But then also, it didn't stop there. Americans took another 100 years to offer, like, some kind of equality, which still doesn't exist to this day. But at least, like, some kind of, like, equality where it's like you can't outwardly fucking say, like, black people and white people can't use the same pool or water fountains. So, like, these guys are weebs, okay? Our history is really horrible. We are historically stands of slavery, so much so that we did not want to give it up for 100 extra years after we abolished it. So, yeah. The Ottomans instituted a tax of 1/5 on all slaves taken in war, and it was from this pool of manpower that the sultans first constructed the Janissary Corps as a personal army loyal to the sultan. One Google, all it took. Well, no, that person, delayed autistic guppy, was actually saying that not all of the slaves within the Ottoman Empire were as prominent as the Janissaries, because the Janissaries were like, imperial concubines literally made matters of, like, public policy decisions. Those were like elites. That's why it's, like, incomprehensible. But he's saying that ultimately across the board there were way worse treated slaves than them, and he's right about that. But even then, it's nowhere near as bad or as systematic as chattel slavery. That's the point. You can also point to, for example, black eunuchs within the Ottoman harems. Like, they would use black slaves inside of the Ottoman harems, and they would, they would cut their dicks. The reason why they originally were using black slaves in the harems is so that they knew if the concubines had actually slept with the harem guard, or whatever the fuck it's called in English. I don't know. So you can point to that and be like, well, that's more brutal than everything else, but that's like individual case. Wait, I thought eunuchs only cut their balls? No. No, they would cut their entire dicks and balls. Eunuchs would have, they would wear hats. And inside of that hat, there was a metal piece. A metal like piece the size of a penny that had a hole in it. And the reason for why they would walk around with that is so that they could literally pee out of what once was their penis. They would have to put that down to pee because they were castrated. And they would die at a very early age, of course. Why do I know that? Because I don't know. I fucking know about history. I don't know what else to say about that. Literally just trying to show American slavery is big bad, and now everyone has a damn PhD trying to prove them wrong. I mean, it's really stupid. It's like you're arguing against the damn near consensus on history. Anyway. Good stuff from Steven. Okay. Ahmaud Arbery is not on trial. He was stalked and killed. But you wouldn't know that listening to the defense's closing arguments today. The Ahmaud Arbery is continuing today. The Ahmaud Arbery murder trial is continuing today. And of course, the defense team is insane. They have, they did some of the most insane shit I've ever seen a defense team do. Oh, wait, one last thing I wanted to show you, which is really great. Charlie Kirk, November 21st, 6:16 p.m. Want to know the price of the regime's racial propaganda? We know both camps eagerly waiting for the media to report the Waukesha attackers' race, then the hot takes can continue. This is the price of a country created by racists on the left who only care about skin color. Wow, that's really interesting that Charlie said that. Wait, oh my God, wait, hold on. I'm looking forward to the same level of endless media coverage and live analysis of black supremacist Darrell Brooks Jr.'s murder trial that Kyle Rittenhouse's trial received. So, again, he was just saying, like, I'm doing that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do exactly that. Just wait. I'm waiting so I can do what I am criticizing here, okay? That's cool. That's weird, man. Anyway, so let's get to Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery was murdered by a father-son team and a neighbor that trailed him as he was jogging. Ahmaud Arbery went into a construction yard to take a look, as one does. You know, I've done it before. He was basically chased in pickup trucks by these white supremacist thugs and murdered in broad daylight. But because of how insanely entitled white people are in this country, sometimes, white conservatives specifically, okay, before you get mad at me, that this modern lynching in broad daylight was recorded on a phone camera and was released to the public. And when it was, because the defense originally thought that it was going to absolve them, and when it was released to the public, we saw what the fuck happened, a straight up modern day lynching in broad daylight. Only then after did the prosecutors get pressured from the public to open up a case, because Ahmaud Arbery was murdered and the prosecutors didn't even charge the murderers. They went home free. They claimed that they were trying to institute a citizen's arrest because they thought Ahmaud Arbery, because he was black, was, you know, a part of a string of robberies that occurred in that neighborhood. Again, you're black. The automatic assumption is that you must be robbing someone. You can't even go into a construction yard as you are jogging. Yeah, the cops let them go. They did. The prosecutor said, not enough information here to prosecute, I think. 2 prosecutors had to recuse themselves from the case. One of them was publicly shamed to the degree where they are no longer a prosecutor. The defense has done an insane job so far, talking about how black pastors should not be in the courtroom. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson should not be in the courtroom because it's biased. Saying that, basically saying if there were a Klans member in the courtroom, like you wouldn't want that, right? Admitting once again that like his side is aligned with racist white supremacist Klans members. It got to a point where the judge was like, shut the fuck up. Why did he go into the construction yard? Well, we don't know. We can't ask him because he's fucking dead. But the person who owned the construction site, or the person who owns that home that was being constructed, said that there was no issue with Ahmaud Arbery going into his construction yard.
Sadly, no verdict can change the grief of that future not realized. The hope that he could have turned himself around. Because all we can guess about the young man is that his teenage years were full of promise. But
turn himself around how? Turn himself around how? Ahmaud Arbery, a person who was murdered by white supremacists. Does she mean not be black? Is that what she means?
But his early 20s just led him in the wrong direction. Sadly, no.
Just led him in the wrong direction. How? Here's the prosecutor, Linda Dunikowski, pushing back on the self-defense claims by the men charged for Ahmaud Arbery's killing. Let's listen to this. The prosecutor thoroughly dismantled the arguments when one of the shooters, or the shooter rather, in the case, actually took the stand.
Unlawful force by Mr. Arbery. What was he doing? He's running away from Mr. Bryan's truck.
By the way, if you're wondering why there's a female prosecutor and a female defense attorney doing the closing arguments, the jury is heavily white women. One black person on the jury, heavily white women on the jury. So, you know, even in the United States of America, this case could be fucking, this case could be not as open and shut as you think. Yeah, the former DA knew one of the men who shot Arbery, which is why they fucking literally did not charge him.
Mr. Bryan has already tried to hit him.
So, you think the demographic breakdown of the jury is not important? That just means you don't understand how the American criminal justice system works. There are entire teams, both on the prosecutor side and also on the defense side, that are dedicated to jury selection and eliminating potential jurors from the jury pool. Court cases are changed, like, and sent to different areas where the demographic is greatly different, specifically so you can get a better verdict out of that jury. That's just how it's done, baby. That's just literally how it's done.
With the truck near.
Wait, so is this the trial to charge the murderers? I thought you just said they didn't prosecute. No, I said they didn't originally prosecute, and then the video came out. Originally, they did not prosecute. The DA knew one of the shooters and had worked with him in the past. 2 prosecutors had to recuse themselves from the case. Okay? As well. They weren't even arrested for like 70 days. And then the footage came out. So when the footage came out, public pressure mounted. And a prosecution was launched. I just said that.
Numerous times. He's trapped between.
Yeah, and the ex-Brunswick DA charged in Ahmaud Arbery case has surrendered to law enforcement. Like the literal ex-district attorney is now being criminally tried for refusing for violating her oath of office and misdemeanor count of obstructing police because the top prosecutor, the area's top prosecutor, literally allowed 3 men who murdered Ahmaud Arbery in broad daylight to get away scot-free. Who recorded the video? One of the 3. The neighbor recorded the video. I think the neighbor. One of the 3 people recorded the murder and thought that that evidence would absolve them. If they had not recorded that murder, they would be walking free today. They would not be going to jail. You know that, right? They recorded it themselves. They released it themselves. That white entitlement in that situation, the conservative white supremacist entitlement of like literally murdering a black person in broad daylight and thinking that that murder footage is going to absolve you is what actually ended up putting them in this situation. Yeah, it's just like the cookie store thing. Leftovers, the latest, not the latest one, but the episode we did last week. There was a lady and a husband, or a man and a woman, went into a fucking cookie store and thought that they could assault the owner of the cookie store and get away with it. And when cops actually watched the footage, they arrested them instead. This is how it works. It's literally the fucking entitlements, the January 6th riots all over again. People recording themselves fucking breaking into the Capitol and then doing the surprise Pikachu face when they are like, what the fuck? You know? I don't understand. What the fuck's going on? How dare you? How dare you?
Between 2 cars with no weapon. No way for anyone to help him because there's nobody out there to help him. He's not threatening anybody. He's just running away from the man with the shotgun.
You get a noise complaint? No, bro. I own my own house. That doesn't happen no more when you own your own house. No, I just lost my voice because I was fucking screaming last night. Playing. This is so sad. I lost my voice screaming at Pokemon and Tubbo and Austin during a heated game of Mario Party.
To help him because there's nobody out there to help him.
Thank you, Strawberry Kit Kat, for the 5 gifted subs.
He's just running away from the man with the shotgun. Look at this. I mean, take a look at this. He's not even up to those mailboxes on the side. And that's Travis McMichael pulling that shotgun up. Well, what are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you what Travis said. Oh, he was running toward me. And I could tell he was going to attack me. Is that reasonable? Who brought the shotgun to the party? Who took the shotgun out of the car? Who pointed the shotgun? The guy's running away from them for 5 minutes.
I like your energy today, not gonna lie. This type of energy is actually really appealing to debate lords on the internet because the calmer you are, the more thoroughly you get to dismantle someone's argument, and therefore you're probably winning. So that's what it is.
Here's the thing.
I don't like this energy.
They're going to try to claim that they were justified in their actions. Okay? Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot claim self-defense under certain circumstances. You can't. You don't get to say I was acting in self-defense, and there's 3 of them, and it's the law. This isn't just something made up. There's 3 of them in the law, okay? If you are the initial unjustified aggressor, you don't get to claim self-defense. If you're committing a felony against somebody, you don't get to claim self-defense. And the 3rd one is if you provoke somebody so that they defend themselves against you. And then you go, oh, look, he attacked me first.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder if there was another... Was there perhaps another instance where, like, you know, we... Okay.
But you really were the one.
Interesting points. I mean, I know she's talking about Ahmaud Arbery, but, like, you know, could be used for other cases as well.
Provoking the attack on yourself. You don't get to claim self-defense. And that's the law.
Interesting. Okay. We saw that. Oh, this is pretty funny. So yesterday we watched Kyle Rittenhouse, who did get to claim self-defense. Yesterday, a footage leaked of Kyle Rittenhouse saying, "I'm not a racist person. I support the BLM movement." In this interview that was already conducted today, the interview is going to come out at 5 p.m. Okay. Later today on Tucker Carlson, you know, because he's so sad. He's so sad that he like was already cutting a documentary while the trial was ongoing. That's how confident this motherfucker was that he was going to win. And so yeah, I'm not a race person. I support the BLM movement, said Kyle Rittenhouse, who was recently acquitted for murder. Told Tucker Carlson, "I changed my mind. Kyle is not white. I repeat, not white. Code brown. Code brown. He is not one of us." Spent 3 weeks praying for this dude to be acquitted just for him to say this. It's fucking over, man. I'm done. Society is fucked. It's all over. Like, he's doing the thing that you're supposed to do, to say, like, he's owning the libs. He's like, come on, I love BLM. I'm not a racist person. Okay? And even then, it's like not enough. It's sickening. People using me for a cause. Kyle Rittenhouse blasts both left and right for using shooting to promote their views. Tucker Carlson speaks to DailyMail.com hours before interview airs and shares clip.
This is something that I wish never would have happened, but it did, and we can't change that. But how it's been how polarized it became is absolutely sickening. Yeah. Like, right or left, people using me for a cause that should never have been used as a cause.
Yeah, if you think that this dude who was able to go through 2 mock trials, not 1 but 2, to perfectly calculate whether him appearing as a witness on the stand and crying would appear better in one mock trial over the other where he wasn't actually taking the stand, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this dude is he's straight up fucking, he's getting ready, okay? He's gonna run. And for the people that are saying, like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory or whatever, Hasan, you're so aggressive towards this kid or whatever the fuck, like, don't be an idiot, okay? Don't be a fucking idiot. This guy took photos with fucking Proud Boys at like a fucking Proud Boy bar, throwing up the fucking trolling okay sign, wearing a shirt that said free as fuck. This dude literally allowed Tucker Carlson to come into his house and cut a documentary even before the verdict. Like, if he genuinely thought he was going to jail, and if he genuinely was like scared for his fucking life, or even if he was genuinely sad about he was genuinely sad about what's going on, he wouldn't have already gone on a press tour, and he wouldn't have fucking done he wouldn't have like done an interview with Tucker Carlson. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Okay, come on. The people around him are grooming him for a Senate run eventually.
Speaking out for
originally, his mother had actually said that he would do it again. And now they've changed that attitude. I wonder why.
The first time since her son's acquittal, Wendy Rittenhouse recounting the tense moments waiting for the verdict and what she felt as they were read. Alexis McAdams has the story.
The Rittenhouse family tells me this has all been an emotional roller coaster for them. Kyle Rittenhouse's mom talking to me after that verdict before the family left the state, walking me through those.
I don't buy the oh no, poor Rittenhouse shit, but I don't think he's a devious Lex Luthor tier mastermind. No. He's being groomed by fucking the Republican media. No, he's like the conservative he's like the conservative version of, like, you know, Michael Jackson. Like, that's what's going on. They don't have a lot of fucking people that they can use as celebrities, so they use like the McCloskeys, you know what I mean? Or Kyle Rittenhouse. That's it. I don't think he's like personally that brilliant. If he was that brilliant, he wouldn't have fucking been at Kenosha. You know what I mean? He's just like a reactionary shitter who did what other conservatives would want to do in that situation. He was placed in a situation that he actually placed himself, not realizing that, like, there could have been an instance where he would literally actually end up shooting people, which he did. Like, fantasizing about it is one thing. Actually having to shoot people in a situation like that is entirely different. And he placed himself in that situation, and he acted out on that desire. And now he's going to be a media puppet. They wanted that MAGA hat kid, but he was way too derpy and nerdy. Yeah. Well, the MAGA hat kid is like caked up. You know, he's caked up now, isn't he?
Tense moments inside of this courtroom as she found out her son wasn't going to jail, but coming home.
It feels like a ton of bricks just lifted off my shoulders.
For the first time in a year and a half, the Rittenhouse family breathing a sigh of relief. The teen now free.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse dropping to his knees, acquitted of all charges.
Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdict as read?
He was on trial for shooting 3 men, killing 2 during unrest in Kenosha last summer.
You walk into the courtroom there. How were you feeling when you heard that first not guilty verdict?
Once that verdict was read, I was so relieved for him, and I started crying. My girls were crying. Just seeing Kyle's face and him just collapsing to the floor, it was just overwhelming.
The family knows not everyone believes justice was served.
It's not about winning or losing. There was 2 people that did passed away, and families have to grieve.
During this tearful testimony, Rittenhouse claiming he fired in self-defense.
He does have remorse, but talking to him now, he would never went down there if this ever happened again. He would never.
Once the verdict came down, the family rushing out of court due to safety concerns.
We were like running like down hallways, going through elevators.
What do you see your son's life looking like going forward from now?
It's going to take time. You know, he wants to go to school. He wants to play with his dog Milo. But
Oh my God. Oh my God, he got a puppy. Oh my God. Oh my God, they got the Fedmeister. Oh, he's doing the Fedmeister, dude. Oh, it's incredibly effective. Is he going to get jacked too? No shot. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, dude. Get a puppy, get fucking jacked. Kyle Rittenhouse taking Anwar. Oh my God, dude. Stop. I'm dying. I'm fucking... Dude, why? Reality is just one big meme after another, dude. This is crazy. This is actually crazy.
It's going to be different for him because there's going to be people out there who wants to hurt him. It's over, but there's another chapter in our lives.
As those crimes.
Let's see what he had said in the past.
Have you and your son discussed whether or not, if he had to do it over again, he would go into a situation like that?
With Kyle, I know him, and he probably would do it again because that's the type of person he is.
That's a threat. That's a promise. Okay? Yeah, he'll do it again.
He always wants to help people, even since he was a little boy.
Send him back out. So I wonder what changed. Oh, that's what happens when you get a little bit of PR coaching to never say that again. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's gearing up for the post-trial, the post-trial protests. Okay, so let's watch Ben Shabibo get owned by a leftist, or own a leftist, I guess. We'll see. He was at FSU, Florida State University.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, so I wanted to bring up the fact that you talked about individuals and everything, and I wanted to bring up a few examples, like, for example, like COVID and, like, say, like the 2008 financial collapse and even like the 1994 crime bill and things like that. Those have definitely effects on big groups, and especially like the black community and everything. Like after the 2008 financial collapse, not many people got, like, I wouldn't say accused, but convicted, for example. Not many people on Wall Street, the individuals who did profit a lot from those things. But
is this dude a HasanAbi fan? He's giving me HasanAbi fan vibes.
Millions of people were kicked out of their homes and everything. And you talk about like things like these being, or America being, based on individuals and individuals wanting to achieve different things. But in reality, a lot of like people are affected by their societal factors, their environment and everything. So I want to get your answer on that and like how these negative effects, affect the majority of people. But the positives, the money gains, the Wall Street things, not many of the working class people in Tallahassee, for example, feel that. Not many people in Tallahassee felt the after COVID.
Tulahan Bosker, you got to stop taking credit for everything. Asking a question on whether or not someone who is in fucking college at a Ben Shapiro conference, on whether or not a person who directly is in the demographic of this chat, asking whether or not that person, I wonder, is in the chat or is a person who is in this community, is not saying, is not all that crazy. I'm not taking credit for it. Okay. He's not white. Yeah, totally. I don't have a single black person in this chat.
COVID or during COVID, the stock market jumps. The average employer just saw a bunch of just empty, employment, options and low wages and everything still, and the same old. So,
well, okay. So I think that the fundamental idea with regard to, it's almost two separate questions, and so I'm going to take them one at a time. The reason I'm separating the questions is because when it comes to corporate bailouts, for example, I'm sure you and I agree. I don't think that any of those corporations should have been bailed out. I think that if you engage in the moral hazard of wrecking your own company, I don't see why I'm supposed to pay for that or you're supposed to pay for that. In a free market system, you're supposed to bear the consequences of the risks that you take. I think that's true across the board. And I think that whether you're a big rich guy on Wall Street and you lose your entire company, or whether you're a guy who took out a loan that you couldn't afford on your house, if you take out too much, that is, as I am constantly saying, a you problem. If you take a risk and then you bear the consequence of that risk, that's no one's fault but your own. And anybody who comes in to bail you out from that, particularly...
This is bullshit. Like, him saying, like, it's a moral hazard when the rich do it, it's a moral hazard when the poor do it, is bullshit, because the system still, no matter what, will completely avoid the moral hazard argument as it pertains to the wealthy. Okay? And he's addressing that. Like, the question that this person asked straight up already mentioned the part that Ben is talking about. So why are you going back to the moral hazard of like, oh, well, I don't want the wealthy to get bailouts either? Like, it doesn't matter because they did.
If you're talking about with like billions of dollars in order to prop up a particular lifestyle, that's a huge mistake and it's a huge problem. And I totally agree with that.
And for example, with that, like, you know, we in America, we do bail these people out. You know, our capitalist system does not.
That's not capitalism. That's cronyism.
It definitely, yeah. People say that, but
no, but it's true.
It's
no, but it's
we do bail these people out. And
right. I'm just saying that that's not capitalism. That's actually closer to corporatism, which is the government being in control of the economy, essentially. I mean, who's bailing them out? I mean, are they bailing them out? The government is bailing them out.
Yeah, definitely the government. And for example, we don't get these similar bailouts for regular people. Like, for example, Joe Biden was, you know, promoting just $2,000. You know, we're fighting for scraps. I want to understand, like, where does that come from? Like, why are we so, you know, willing to give?
Well, I mean, real capitalism has never been tried, which is why which is why all of Ben's favorite fucking legislators, okay, all of Ben's favorite presidents, like, you think Ben doesn't like Ronald Reagan? Ben loves Ronald Reagan, right? Ben loves neoliberal Ronald Reagan. So what's up? Why did more cronyism happen in the aftermath of Ronald Reagan's deregulation? It almost feels like the natural inclination of, you know, commodity producers under a capitalist organization of the economy is to monopolize their sector. And that's precisely what every single one is doing. And if you eradicate any sort of regulatory mechanism that the government has in the same way that Ronald Reagan did and Bill Clinton and every other president after him, then all of a sudden you have more monopolies. And that is precisely what capitalism is doing. Letting companies operate in a way, in any which way they can. Ben is not even a fucking minarchist. The idea that, like, he is a libertarian or an Austrian, someone who is like a Hayekian or something, like a fucking Austrian economist, is silly. It's stupid. Okay, he absolutely is not any of those fucking things. He's just a regular ass conservative. Okay. So, and all of his favorite fucking economists or all of his favorite thinkers have successfully been able to not only advocate but also push for deregulation, okay, and less government. And in the aftermath of such deregulation and less government, we've only had more corporatism. More corporatism. It's not the government existing that creates corporatism or cronyism. That's just how capitalism is. The government is supposed to be a regulatory mechanism against that. Okay? That's it.
The United States does spend literally trillions of dollars on social welfare programs. The notion the United States has no social safety net at all is not true. The United States spends per citizen tens of thousands of dollars on social welfare benefits, ranging from Medicaid to food stamps to unemployment insurance to a wide variety of programs. The notion that we're wildly out of line with Europe is just not borne out by the statistics.
It's completely an insane take. A complete insane take to say that the United States social safety nets are even comparable to OECD nations is the most psychotic and the silliest lie that Ben Shapiro has ever told. One, he's on Florida State University campus right now. Florida State University campus, i.e., okay, he is currently at a state university. That's supposed to be a public university. Every single person there is paying for their education there. Okay? Even on that notion alone. What the fuck just happened? That was crazy. I just like had a big frame drop. Did you guys see that? That was weird. That was very weird. Okay. Okay. Even on that alone, even on that experience alone, you can recognize that we are different than European countries. On top of that, healthcare. There's a gigantic hole in social safety nets in the United States of America in the form of fucking health healthcare. Like, it's silly to make this argument that like the United States is anywhere near offering the level of amenities that other governments offer. Very stupid.
Statistical facts, actually. It's kind of an American.
Is it still glitching? By the way, is this still glitching, or what the fuck is the problem? Or are you guys just memeing because you just want to like jump to anything to like meme away? Okay.
Facts, actually. It's kind of an American myth that we tell ourselves that we don't spend any money on this sort of stuff. It's not true. Since the beginning of the war on poverty, we spent something like $22 trillion on various.
See, again, this is a very, very stupid argument. Oh, we've spent some money. Okay. We're one of the largest nations on the planet. Oh, we spent a lot of money. Look at the big number of money that we've spent. Okay. The war on poverty is not a success, by the way. I don't know why the fuck he's saying that. But again, it's like Ben is one so far lied about American social spending in comparison to other OECD nations, which Ben will never openly fucking discuss or compare ourselves to, other than like cherry picking certain data points. Okay. Then he said America spent a lot of money on the war on poverty, which is a demonstrable fucking failure. Okay. And now he's saying, pointing big number. Big number doesn't matter. What are the amenities that American citizens get? We do not have comparable social safety nets. Okay. We just don't. The idea that like the war on poverty has been successful when, a chunk of that is directly funding our prison system, which has been privatized, which is, again, very unique in comparison to other countries as well, is also ridiculous. Okay? Completely ridiculous. Oh, big number, dude. Okay, that makes sense. I guess we're doing all right then.
Social programs, and essentially the same number of people live underneath the poverty line.
Okay, and then a last question. So we have this infrastructure bill going through.
So it's been a failure because it's not been enough. Got it.
And you see people like Joe Manchin, arguing over, what is it, $5 billion in regards to it, or just, just a little price difference, for example. Over the past 20 years, we've been fighting wars in Afghanistan, and we spent trillions and billions of dollars. And you have these politicians saying that these infrastructure bills that will help us on our domestic front, these small price changes are going to have dramatic effects on, our future and our children. And that's why they, the Republican Party, they definitely, go for austerity in those, factors.
So the wars, to take an example, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan were expensive. They cost grand total.
And he loved it, by the way. I love the wars in Afghanistan. They were great. I'm going to act like I didn't like it at the time, but like I totally loved it. I still think about all those dead babies, and I get a hard on for it. But hey, it's okay. $8 trillion, I can jerk off to it. That's a win-win for me.
Somewhere between $3 and $4 trillion last I checked. The United States spends about $4 trillion in the budget every single year, and we spent about $7 trillion last year. That's every year, right?
Yeah, I just want to know what that means for the future.
Wait, okay, so it's actually totally fine if we're. We spend $22 trillion on the war on poverty over the course of 60 years, which I just mentioned as a bad thing. But over the course of the past 20 years, we spent $6 trillion on the war on terror, which was also a demonstrable failure that killed a bunch of brown people. But that's okay because now we spend $7 trillion a year. Oh, okay. So so if it's you didn't even address the question. You just basically deflected by pointing to how much money we spend in general. So it's fine. It's not about how much money we're spending here or there. It's about why we're spending that money on the war on terror. By the way, the irony, of course, of saying like, well, we're spending $7 trillion a year. Like, how much of that is on defense, you fucking idiot? Like, still on defense. The fuck are you talking about?
Future of our children. If we're willing to spend that much on war, like, what does that mean in regards to, these infrastructure bills, us fighting over these small amounts?
He's literally saying, like, I'm totally fine with like spending an infinite, endless amount of money as long as it's being used to kill brown people and brown kids. That's actually a good thing. It's not a good thing if we're spending it over here on like rebuilding our infrastructure.
Well, we're not really fighting over small amounts. These are very large amounts of money. The entire American budget 40 years ago was not nearly as much as one of these infrastructure bills. 20 years ago it wasn't. And you just go back and look at the budgeting. So we're spending unsustainable amounts of money on nearly everything in American life to point out defense spending as opposed to what really constitutes.
I wonder if there's another thing that, like, you know, makes things more expensive. It's just like, yeah. But like when it comes to the GDP, he loves talking about the bigger number and how successful America is. You know what I mean? Look at our GDP. Look at our GDP. Like our productivity levels have fucking skyrocketed. That's a great thing. It's like he always playing fast and loose with certain terms because the people he knows don't understand what the fuck he's talking about. The reality is the military currently is a welfare for a large amount of Republicans in America. Take away wars and military spending, and those people don't have income or make anything for the state. I mean, this is true. It is a welfare. It is a jobs program. The military is a jobs program. Isn't spending money on domestic infrastructure instead of foreign wars the essence of America first? It is. It's kind of what Trump alluded to when he was running, but then that didn't happen.
It's the vast bulk of our budget, which is everything else. Defense spending as a percentage of the American budget is something like 20%, 25% of the American budget. I think it was even that high. That is not the chief driver of systemic spending problems in the United States.
Dog. The point is, if the defense budget is taking up 25%, okay, of our spending, okay, our entire spending, and all we're doing with that is just fucking endless wars that are one L after L after L. You can't sit there as a libertarian and act like that is a reasonable thing to do. Like all of a sudden, we're penny pinching, right? We're penny pinching, but not when it comes to defense. Always remember, conservatives love talking about the deficit spending and you know deficit hawking, and talk about the budget, and our spending is terrible, right? It's too much. It's too much. We're doing too much spending. Never when it comes to the military. Never. You will never have them admit. Military is 54% of discretionary spending, not 25. No, I think he's using the all-around number. And in the all-around number, it's less than 25%. Of course, social safety nets are more expensive than the fucking amount of money that we spend overall yearly. It's changing, though. The military's trying as much as they can.
United States. It's massive mandatory spending programs. I have to ask you a question. Were you the guy before who I saw a picture of holding the very creative flag? Of,
Yes, it was outside.
Yeah, dude, I got to ask you, like, Lenin and Stalin? Really?
Yeah, definitely Lenin and Stalin. It's just
Lenin and Stalin?
Stalin
really?
definitely due to World War II. You know, I mean,
we're talking about exploitation of people. I mean, Stalin. Like,
I mean, we do a lot of that in America too. I live in Tallahassee. There's a lot of exploitation. I used to work at a lot of places, and there's a lot of poor people.
Were you gulags though? We
have prisons in America too.
Were you one of the like 30 million people murdered by Stalin? Like really, if you're
No, this guy definitely is not a HasanAbi head, dude. Totally not.
If you're gonna go Marxist, then please find a better Marxist to emulate than Lenin or Stalin, mass murderers.
Lenin and Stalin, mass murderers, dude. This is why. Okay, the unhinged part of this is like when they say, like, when they add Lenin onto the equation. Find a better Marxist than Lenin and Stalin. Okay, then who? Like, oh well, actually, technically, when you think about it, Marxism across the board is a mass murdering ideology. So even Karl Marx himself is actually a mass murderer. They always say that. Like it's not just like a serious criticism of like Stalin himself, because he's just like adding Lenin into the equation as well now. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, so you're not a serious person. You're just an unserious person.
The Soviet Union during World War II saved the world. I would say that.
If it had not been for Stalin, World War II never would have started, because it was the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact that allowed the...
That's literally all he's doing. He's lying, dude. What the fuck? That's insane. That is a complete falsehood, dude. That is a complete falsehood.
The Nazi Germans to believe that they could invade Eastern Europe.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's totally what happened. Which part is false? Show me proof. Dude, that's crazy, dude. Dude, Ben is Jewish. And the thing that I can't comprehend how, like, someone who's Jewish, someone who's an Orthodox Jew could literally, like, engage in revisionism exclusively so he can own fucking, like, some ideology. You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, Hitler actually wasn't all that bad across the board, but you know, until Stalin gave him the confidence. It's literally the same energy as how what do you call it? As Netanyahu, who like hates Palestinians so much that he again engaged in historical revisionism around the Holocaust, when he famously said, Bibi Netanyahu, famously said that the Grand Mufti, who was anti-Semitic, okay, certainly, was the one who told Hitler to kill the Jews. That's insanely fucking anti-Semitic. It's wild when when people who are just like, I'm the best Jew, all the other Jews are bad Jews, blah blah blah, will then turn around and like engage in fucking Holocaust revisionism. Like, what? Yeah, this, exactly, this. Like, him being anti-Semitic and them actually fucking talking to one another is documented. Claiming that Hitler didn't fucking hate the Jews or Hitler wasn't going to kill the Jews until this fucking Grand Mufti got him to, is just straight. Don't ask me, motherfucker. Look at Haaretz and numerous other like Jewish thinkers wrote about it at the time. You know, don't get mad at me. Literally fucking go Google it on your own. You know what I mean? Like, he had already written Mein Kampf at that point, Minecraft. Mein Kampf at that point. So I'm pretty sure he was already blaming the Jews. He said Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, Hitler was like, oh no, I don't want to do this. Oh, will I do the Holocaust? Nobody knows. Oh no. Oh, this Mufti actually, you're very good. You're very good. You've convinced me. I'm going to do the Holocaust now. Like, that's what happened, right? After this conversation, you know? Or you know, oh, thank God. Thank God, the Western world is doing appeasement. And also, the Molotov-Ribbentrop is happening. So I think we can just, now we can do this. I learned anti-Semitism from the Grand Mufti, and I also got the confidence from the socialist. Yeah, very good. This is why I'm doing it, not because I want to do it. Yeah. Yeah, sehr good. Would like to know what Ben thinks Germany was doing before Molotov-Ribbentrop. Oh, no, that's just nationalism, yeah, you know? We just want to make America... we just want to make Germany great. Hitler was Austrian. That wouldn't have been his English. Okay, shut up, dude. Okay, I don't... Like, yeah, my Hitler... German, English German is not good. Okay, got it. Thanks. Yeah, harmless German nationalism. Well, dude, yeah, based. Remember, if they kept it to just murdering and putting socialists and communists and trade unionists into the concentration camps, Ben Shapiro would be like, very based. Hitler was actually doing really good things when he was killing socialists and communists and, the Night of the Long Knives, actually very poggers. Very good. That's just, making Germany great, actually. Harmless. Candace Owens did say that, by the way. Candace Owens, who has a podcast with Ben Shapiro, unironically did say that famously, that Hitler was just trying to make Germany great. It was after he turned his interest into outside of Germany, which she considered to be imperialism, not imperialism, globalism. That's when it was bad. Bro, there are people who literally are saying that like Hitler actually did not want another front because he was a World War I veteran. Hitler was a vet from World War. I can't tell if this is like straight up fascist propaganda taking hold, or I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. If that was the case, then appeasement would also be a significant role in this. You know that, right? Like, Hitler was a vet from World War I who wanted to avoid a two-front war like World War I. I hate Shapiro, but what he said on the pact is not wrong. It made Hitler pull the trigger on the war. If only there was a no, it's actually true. He was a veteran. I am German. Please don't ban me. Wait, I know he was a veteran, you fucking idiots. It's like saying Donald Trump is an isolationist, okay? You guys, what the fuck are you saying? It's literally the same energy as Donald Trump was an isolationist. He's actually a peaceful dove. Did we not just go through the fucking past 4 years of Donald Trump? The fuck are you talking about? The Red Scare worked. We were blaming the Holocaust on communism. Yeah, literally. The first people that he killed were communists. Thank you, Frost Flareon, for the 10 Tier 1 Gifty Boys. The 10 Tier 1 Gifty Boys will allow 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Ad breaks. Now, of course, it's not at the top of the hour right now. It's at the middle of the hour. So why am I saying this right now? Well, that's because I got so invested. Okay? I got so invested in the stream that I forgot to fucking run the 60-second ad break at the top of the hour. Now, 10 people will no longer see those ads because they received a gift. But you too can no longer see those ads and enjoy an ad-free broadcast experience. All you need to do for that is to subscribe. You can subscribe for $5 or you can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay? Hasan's lower part, thank you for gifting 5. Okay? And Mind Surfer, thank you for gifting 10 Gifty Boys. 10 people no longer see as because of Mind Surfer. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Rayleigh Harris, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. Wait, what was I gonna say? So the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact, for the record, was using the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact as a historical reason as to why Hitler was able to do World War II is insane for a multitude of different reasons, because of Hitler's anti-socialist and anti-communist position as a fascist. Okay, the USSR was not trusting of Hitler, but the USSR also needed time, okay, to be able to gear up for a potential counter. This pact allowed Stalin to gain that time necessary. Hitler already had ambitions of invasion beyond Germany, okay, and was acting out on these desires. And what predates the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact is appeasement leading up to the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact. Appeasement which, from the West, caused Stalin to not be able to fucking go into war immediately. This idea that, and that was, by the way, that was literally the West. Appeasement was done by Western Allied forces. Okay? Hitler should have started World War II, but Hitler still would have started World War II, but it would have taken longer, most likely. Beautiful, thank you, Stalin. Very good, Trump bad. I mean, yes, Stalin fucking, yes, fighting against the Nazis was the best thing that he ever did. 100%. I think that that is idiotic. It's like there are many things that we could fucking disagree on, okay, with what Stalin did do after. But yes, that is an objective net good, unless you think that Nazis would be running the planet in a better way. Yes, I'm not sugarcoating it. Stalin and the Red Army defeated, well, also, Stalin and the Red Army was able to throw enough manpower against the elements in Russia, the elements that a fatigued and hungry the hungry Nazi forces would not be able to, go through. And the incredible amount of manpower and incredible amount of fucking human casualty in this war of attrition otherwise was the reason why the Nazis were defeated. Okay, anyway, yeah, I know it's a stock account. USSR had finished a bloody revolution of civil war. White army supported by capitalists to stop the commies. USSR didn't want to do another war and didn't want Hitler invading USSR. Capitalists wanted Hitler to invade USSR. Okay. The irony is only Americans think America won the war. No, that's not true. Actually, there is data for this. Around the world, every single year post World War II, less and less people thought that the USSR was almost single-handedly responsible for the defeat of the Nazis. Back like in 1946, I think it was like 75% of the world agreed that the USSR was not single-handedly, but like was what had bared the burden, the lion's share of the burden in defeating the Nazis. Okay, it was like 75%. Now that number is like 25% or something because of Western propaganda that was incredibly fucking successful. Yeah, Americans literally incredibly successfully through a sequence of, Red Scare propaganda and also an endless amount of fucking videos and movies and celebrations were able to make the world believe that America is the reason why the Nazis were defeated. The Western allies defeated the Nazis. Love you watching a 6-minute video and I AFK for like 25 minutes to come back and not miss a thing. Yeah, here it is. The successful 70-year campaign to convince people the USA and not the USSR beat Hitler. Look, 1945, 57% in France thought that the USSR was the reason for the defeat of the Nazis, okay? That number now in France in 2004 is 58% thinking America is the reason. 1994, 50%. Now 20% of people think the USSR is the reason. And 58% think it's the fucking the United States of America. Yeah, the Western Allies were perfectly happy to let millions of Soviets die on the Eastern Front while they bided their time. This guy's very, very objective about World War II. Bro, I'm not watching this. Are you kidding me? This is like, this looks crazy. Does Hasan know the mic sounds off? No, I don't. I don't know what to do, by the way. My computer pooped a little bit, so. Okay, I have to pee really bad. And I don't have a good video to fucking leave you guys with. Shit. Here, I'll just play this for now.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
This is actually not an own, though. Ben Shapiro kind of owns him on this one. But here, I got to pee. I'll be back in a second.
Great. How come you claim to be 5'9" even though you're like 5'5"?
I don't know. How tall are you?
5'9".
You're 5'9"?
I'm actually 5'9".
Okay, come over here. Let's see. I'll be honest, I planned it. I'm waiting years to do that.
No shot that dude is 5'9". Okay, that's a 5'5" plant. That is a 5'5" plant that they brought in. Okay, I don't believe him. I do not believe him. Don't believe the fucking lies, okay? That dude is a 5'5" plant. No, I didn't poop. I had to pee so bad, though. Fucking bursting from the goddamn seams over here, dude. Holy shit. Okay. Have you ever met Ben? I've been around him. I mean, he is very short, but I don't know how fucking short he is, actually. He's definitely not 5'9", though. Alex Jones subpoenaed by Congress. He's such a cloud goblin. I think he will go. Yeah. Lifts are a thing. I have it on Hood Authority that Ben wears lifts in his shoes. Hood Authority. Okay. Hold on. Let's there's more that I want to. He's actually 5'4", no cap. I don't know. I think so. Ben keep it 55th Street? No, he does not. If there's one person who does not keep it fucking 55th Street, it's literally Shabibo, okay? What was I going to do? Hold on. Oh, here it is. Donald Trump is back. Oh, there was actually a pretty good video from fucking here. I wanted to show you guys this. So, apparently, if you don't get the COVID-19 vaccine in Singapore, you have to pay for your own hospitalization. Interesting thing that they're doing in Singapore, right? Americans are like, what do you mean? What the fuck? What? Oh, that's, isn't that normal?
Singapore is saying that if you don't take the COVID vaccine, you have to pay for your COVID treatment, which is a huge deal in Singapore because Singapore essentially has universal healthcare. So for them to come out and say, you're going to pay for your own stuff, if you don't take the COVID vaccine, we're going to treat you like an American. That's huge.
That's a punishment in Singapore?
In Singapore, being treated like an American in the healthcare system is the biggest punishment you could give someone.
First of all, you're not fully treated like an American there, okay? Do they give him an AR-15 so he can shoot himself in the foot with it? And then pay for the medical bills. And then put you in a lifetime of medical bankruptcy and medical debt. Because then you could be closer to an American. Okay? That's how you would make it a little bit closer to America.
So you're going to have to worry about your co-pays. You're going to have to look at your disbursements. You have to call Blue Cross, Blue Shield. You have to find someone in network. Singapore is saying that if you don't take the COVID vaccine, you have.
Please watch the Canadian grifter Chris Sky get arrested in a mall. No, I don't care about Canadian grifters. Okay. There's one more I wanted to. Oh, here. This is what I wanted to look at.
Gasoline was $1.87. That was a year ago.
He's on Mark Levin, dude. What a king.
And now it's, I guess, just hit $7.50 in California, the rest to follow. And I predicted this.
Dude, this is so funny because first of all, gas is not $7.50 in California. But I love that he's saying that gas was $1. Yeah, I wonder why it was $1 a year ago, dude. No, it wasn't $1, but it was still very cheap. There was a point. No, there was like a point where gas was very cheap. Okay, it was never $1, but it was very cheap. I wonder what was happening at the time because people really weren't driving around. Gasoline, it was so cheap, folks. It was so cheap. Well, yeah, because no one could drive around because there was nowhere to go.
Gasoline was $1.87. That was a year ago. And now it's, I guess, just hit $7.50 in California, the rest to follow. And I predicted this.
No flying, no fucking nothing. Hold on.
Behind, we weren't leaving 10 cents behind. I said every bolt, every screw, every nail comes out. And all of these things, it was a beautiful period. I was under assault. like no president has ever been, I assume. I don't think any president has ever been under assault like this. And one thing after another, phony impeachments. I call it the impeachment hoax number one, the impeachment hoax number two, the Mueller thing, although it worked out good, but it took 2.5 years, and it made it very difficult to deal with certain countries, in particular Russia. You know, we could have done some great things with Russia. Very good for our country, also good for Russia. But
I love when he says no other president has ever been attacked as much as he's been attacked, especially considering like Abraham Lincoln, JFK, even fucking Ronald Reagan, when you think about it. I mean, a lot of the presidents used to get shot all the time, okay? Not saying we should bring it back, but they used to get shot. They would get shot like regularly. That was the thing, okay? He would just get shot, like straight up. Even Bush, yeah. Even Bush had a shoe thrown at him. And goddamn, was he athletic, dude.
you couldn't do that because they would have said, oh, he loves Russia. These people are sick. And I wanted, that's the biggest problem we had. So I became, we did very well with Kim Jong-un. And we liked each other. Isn't that a terrible thing to say? I'll get criticized. Oh, he likes Kim Jong-un. Well, that's what we have. And I did. I got along with him great. He got along with me great. After a very rough start, if you remember Little Rocket Man and the buttons, he said, we have a red button and we'll use it. I said, no, our button's bigger than yours and our button works. And it was...
He's running his greatest hits. Look at me. I defeated the People's Republic. Okay, I did. Believe me, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the real Korea, the true Korea. We're gonna unify. I told them we're gonna unify Korea, and then believe me, I said we got a big button, the biggest of buttons. Come on, dude. Look at how proud he is. He's talking about how his fucking button was bigger. And that is like, the most effective foreign policy that he could have done.
It was nasty. And then all of a sudden, it ended. And all of that stopped. We did a great job. We rebuilt our military. Much ended up in a war.
Trump says the 1917 Spanish flu probably ended World War I. He had previously the 1917 Spanish flu ended World War II.
The Spanish flu, it was called. And it possibly killed as many as 100 million people. I don't know if you read the history of the Spanish flu, but you probably, I think you read about everything, come to think of it. But it probably...
What the fuck does Mark Levin have in front of him?
Probably was a thing that was most responsible for ending World War I, because all the soldiers were sick, and many were dying. The Spanish flu was devastating, and they say up to 100 million people died. And it probably did end World War I, but 100 million people...
He does not know how to read, okay? Our country's not living up to the Constitution.
And, our country is not living up to the Constitution right now with the kind of things you see. They're trying to subvert it. And more so now than anybody would ever believe. Bernie Sanders is saying, I can't believe they're doing this. This is far more than what they're doing to our country. Is perhaps, they talk socialism. This is communism in so many ways. There's no freedom of the press. The press is totally corrupt. The press and them are the same. There's no freedom of the press. That's how communism starts.
Yeah, totally. Communism is when no freedom of the press, and the less freedom of the press, the more communism happens. Except under the Trump administration, the fucking J20 protesters and actual press members were unfairly prosecuted for many years. He routinely attacked the press. It's okay. It's when I have my brown shirts, they got beautiful shirts. They're brown. The shirts are brown. People say I'm racist, but I got people wearing brown shirts out there. Believe me, when they're trying to beat up journalists, that's a good thing because they're doing fake news. Trump said they did a phenomenal job on COVID, except for public relations, no matter what he did. Jimmy Carter is a very happy man because he's no longer going down as the worst president in history. My favorite old conservative guy grievance is just like, Jimmy Carter, very happy. No longer the worst president. Why? Trump, I have a picture of Nancy Pelosi. I have a picture of Merkel, who I get along with very well. That was a pointer also. We have a lot of pointers, you know? Honestly, I think Biden has it worse than Trump. At least his base liked him. Mostly libs like normality, but Biden himself and leftists can't stand him. You minimize Soviet atrocities and genocides, dipshit. No, I don't. No, I do not. Unless you think like me saying that, you know, ripping the fucking Nazis is, you know, minimizing a Soviet atrocity or something, in which case, like, no, I think that was warranted and good. VIP him, Puggo. Yeah, no, killing Nazis was pretty awesome. It's like very cool. Same energy as killing slave owners, you know? I'm clipping you on that. What, you think I'm anti-John Brown? Like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that? If you're anti-John Brown, we fighting. Soviets genocided Poles when they invaded you, dumbass. Okay, not good. You know, shouldn't have done that. Are you happy? I'm French and I wanted to ask you something. Do you think that as much as France is late from several years from USA, I'll see a rising of racism in my country? It's not kind of happening, bro. It's definitely happening. You said you don't care about Canadian grifters, but Steven Crowder? Kansas education on John Brown is crazy. It's actually taught that he was kind of bad overall and the jury is still out on him. Wait, really? You're still posted up with the flag? Dude, I wear MAGA hats too. Like, I fucking rock the American flag from time to time too. It's so fucking stupid whenever people say like, oh my God, you have the USSR flag. Yeah, I know, I do. I don't have a problem with communist iconography. I do not think it's the same as fucking Nazi shit. It's not. It literally is not. The hammer and sickle is a symbol for communism. Just because Stalin was fucking bad on numerous accounts does not change that reality. You can't fucking... You can try, as fascists regularly do, and pinpoint everything that communism represents and everything that communists have done back to Stalin, beyond the good things that Stalin did, like defeat the Nazis. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. Is it the same as the Union flag? No, it's not. It's not. And the reason why it's not is because of the length of its existence and what it represents. Symbols represent symbols at a certain point are attached to whatever people have done in the name of said symbols, right? And all symbols have a fuckload of violent atrocities associated with it, the American flag being one of those, right? But when it comes to like the Confederate flag, or when it comes to the Nazi flag, well, sucks to suck. You lost permanent L plus your white plus ratio, but the only thing that that imagery will ever be associated with is that devastating defeat and also all the horrible things that they tried to do and failed to do. That's what happens. If the Confederacy had survived and continued and actually like fucking were abolitionists at some point in their fucking existence, then people wouldn't be as upset with it. But that's not what happened. It's a flag of failure and it's a flag of slavery. It didn't survive long enough to fucking figure out if there were different things going on and change its attitude. Do you see what I'm saying? Hammer and sickle is also still used by the hammer and sickle is also still used by fucking communist parties all around the world. Yeah. So in my worldview, or I think this is the correct approach, but having the fucking USSR flag is literally no different than having the American flag on. And not a single person would ever in the history of the fucking planet turn around and be like, I can't believe he has the American flag behind him. What the fuck? And I wave the American flag regularly. Doesn't mean you have to be a fucking advocate for Stalin or everything that Stalin did. Anyway. The European colonization of North America was a continent-wide genocide of the indigenous peoples, yet no one protests the Canadian flag. Yep. We're not watching the 3-hour murder video today. This is fucking 3 hours. That's a heavy load to get onto, you know what I mean? I don't know if I could do that. Okay, what's wait, there was so much more that I wanted to look at, and I'm like fucking, and I cannot figure out what I was going to do still. There was a bunch of shit that I was gonna fucking talk about. God damn it, dude. Bilzerian won't go away. Is the Philion vid any good? I don't know, but I don't want to fucking watch the Philion vids because I'm scared because he is like a fat dildo in it. Oh, we were gonna watch this court cam top 5 sovereign citizen moments. All right, let's do it. Wait, is there no John Oliver today?